Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you're watching around the world. This is the Red Horde. I'm Brendan Farrell, and as you can see, moving around there in the other window is Sean Driver, the man, the myth, the legend. We will be starting shortly with the Cambridge game. If you were with us earlier, thanks for hopping over to this stream. We did the Bolton-Wigan game. Bolton losing at home 0-2 to Wigan, which is good for us. Vaults Wigan from dangerously close to relegation to 12th in the table. So we'd expect over the rest of this month for that whole listing of teams to jump around. They're all within 3 points of each other. Welcome, John Lane. Charles, how you doing? Dave, nice to see you. Michael Smith back. There's Will. Kim, of course, and G-Zone. David, nice to see everyone joining in. I'm going to, let me see, I'm going to jump to the stadium, give us a look at them warming up. I was pointing out that it looks like it's nice weather there. Not very cold, and it doesn't appear to be windy, and no rain, surprisingly. WG jumping over. Thanks, WG. Man that handles the scoreboard for us so that we don't have to be jumping around. Tom, nice to see you. Hello, Chris. Welcome. I'll preempt Sean, and I will throw the lineup up so you guys can see it. It's pretty much the same lineup we've been looking at. We have McLean and Dobson back in, who were on suspension. It's great. They decided to keep Matty James in there, Lee and Palmer up front. We have three forwards on the bench, Fletcher, Mullen, and Fall, along with Cannon and Foster and Scar. So they did go with Mark Howard, which was my preference. I don't know what you guys are thinking, but that was who I wanted to see in goal. Sci-Fi, nice to see you. Dave, good morning. Yeah, and this Scar. Oh, they do have Revan as well. So I don't know. I think this is probably the lineup you need to go with. We were debating earlier on the other stream, should Mullen finally get his shot in place of, at least in the spot that Lee's in, whether or not Lee would shift back and Rathbone or someone else would be out is a different story. But we were talking on whether or not he's officially earned it yet, or did you just want to see him in maybe more than you typically would because this is his former team in Cambridge, and he'd have maybe a little bit more fire in his belly. And for me, I think he's been showing that effort and everything and good attitude. It was decent that he still wasn't blaming anyone else when he missed that sitter in the last game, as opposed to being pouty and out of sorts. What were we going to say there, Sean?
I just wanted to cut you off there because of what Dave put into the chat. Did you see that? He just won a list raffle.
What?
$2,000 going to a Wrexham match if I can figure out how to get tickets.
Beers on Dave.
That's crazy. All of the luck. Sorry. That made me excited whenever you get to hear somebody, especially when it's unexpected, right?
We're happy for you, Dave. Congratulations. Nice.
Where are we going? Up the town, people all climbing in here. So I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. Glad you pointed it out. I was trying to watch the feed and then do other things, so I didn't see it. Nice to see you, Aaron.
It's for everybody who missed out the Bolton-Wigan derby. That was I was saying during the stream, the worst performance by a club as far as effort goes in any EFL National League game that I've seen. Bolton, if I was a Bolton Wanderers fan, I would be absolutely livid with how they came out and performed in that derby. Listless, misplays all over the place, and you can handle a couple of mistakes, but just no effort. The only effort that was done was on a set piece that happened at the half off of the halftime kickoff, where they basically ran like in North American football, in gridiron football terms, you would call an onside kick. All the players lining up at the halfway line, the midfield stripe, and kicked it back right to 20 yards away from their goal, and then thumped it down the pitch for everybody to try and collect over on the right-hand side. It was fascinating. But other than that, garbage from them. For us with the lineup, yeah, Mullins was the question, or Mullins, I meant like Mullen is or Mullen was the question as to why not given the opportunity. And Swirly, who was, I don't know if she's in this chat or not, raised the brilliant point is it should be earned on merit and not because he's facing an older club. What's your take on, Brendan, because I didn't ask, I suggested, has he earned it on merit? Do you agree with Rob Ryan Red and the podcasts that have come out recently to say that they think Mullen is back and that you need him in the lineup even though not scoring because of what he creates away from the ball, and you can see him changing the nature of the game every time he hits the pitch? Do you buy that?
I buy that he's probably not having a physical issue. I'm not sure mentally. I think his attitude is much better. I can tell you this right now, I'd be willing to put him in over Lee if he promised to not just sit there and beg for flops, beg for calls by flopping, and he watched himself on the getting off sides. Like, I'd yell at him for both of those things. Stay on your feet and pay better attention to the offsides. And otherwise, I like his work rate typically. And I think we need him to get going. And yeah, I think he's probably ready for that opportunity. And I don't think it's bad. Like, I don't think Lee's going to be hurt by you saying, look, I got to try to get a spark in Mullen, and I have to take somebody off the pitch, and it's just you for this week, and I'll work you back in. Like, I think that'll work. So
yeah, no,
I'd like to have seen him. Not that he earned it, but that we need to get him going.
Yeah, I think he's getting closer to be the Mullen that we've seen of age, and it's starting to become a question more as well as far as the goals come. And they may still come pouring in or at least trickling in. More than one would be helpful. I think it's becoming more of a question: is the league too much for him, and less about injury and adjustment and all that sort of stuff? And so I'm getting more and more down on his ability to fit in, which was surprising, because when you hear the people who are live watching it and the people who have watched and experienced more football than I have end up saying that, being so positive as to what he's provided in the last 2-3 games, and I'm still out there asking the question. So we'll see. If you watch the Who Are You for this one, two things to draw away that I just want to draw your attention to. I didn't know who was going to be up front, and I guess I haven't looked at the formation, but the names that I see, I don't see of their list of forwards. I don't see, Kai's on the bench, and I don't see Lavery. Oh, he is on the bench. So it's Kai that's on the bench, and Njoku. So it's going to be Lindulu, Kachunga, and Lavery, who I suspect are going to be up front. That's
yes.
And if you're going to go through their lineup of goals and assists and all that sort of stuff, the question mark to me is Kai. He's got the lowest number of minutes, 37.3% of their minutes, and he's got 3 goals. And they have him coming off of the bench in favor of Lindulu, Kachunga, and is it Lavery or Lavery? So that's the change up there. As expected, you're going to get lots of Smith in the midfield. And in the back line, are they going with that young Watts guy? They are. So it's Bennett, Morrison, Watts. They're not going with Rossi. He's on the bench. So they've got another veteran. And Liam Bennett, he's got 1,200 minutes for them. Andrew's got 1,300 minutes. And Rossi had been eking more minutes out recently. They've decided to put him back, and that Watts kid has been performing well enough, and that's what the reports were saying. He's kind of out of nowhere that he's been doing the job. So we'll have to keep an eye on him. 25 years of age, and I don't know where actually he came from for them. prior to this one. I'll see if I can. Don't bring it up that way for me to look it up instantaneously. Newcastle United, Stevenage, Plymouth, Wigan. So he was with Wigan Athletic last year, 14 games. So he hasn't really, after 44 games and a full season with Plymouth Argyle way back in the COVID year of 2020, 2021, he's declined. He earned promotion from League One with Wigan. They finished first in 2021, 2022. And he was a part of that club and had played 26 matches played. And then he's been on a decline. 7 3 years ago, 14 games last year, and only 5 this year. I'm surprised he's been left out, but he's looked good. So maybe it's a resurgence for him. Hopefully not today. Shane Lever used to play for Blackpool. So it's building this one up. What the other stat that I didn't talk about, and it probably means nothing, but Scott Oldham, the referee, both clubs have shown up in front of him 7 times. And both teams have only ever had 1 win in their games in which he's been a referee. For Cambridge United, they have 1 extra draw, so the slightly better record. 7 games for Wrexham, 6 losses, and all of them recent. So this is during the strong run that Wrexham has had. Most of those games are post takeover. How many losses have we had post takeover? And Scott Oldham's been the referee for 6 of them. Like that's just a proportionate number. So I find that fascinating. What else can we talk about? The question that a lot of people were talking about is if you do bring Mullen in, who do you take out? Whether you're in the chat or Brandon, if you guys have a take on that. You've got James, Dobson, Rathbone, and they've kept Lee on the pitch by doing the 5-3-1-1, if you want to call it, or the modified 5-3-2, whatever you want to reference it in. Who would you replace out of James, Dobson, Rathbone, and Lee if you were on the camp that wanted Mullen on?
For me, I think we've talked about this a bunch of times. I think I would rather see James forward more. And I'm thinking that at his elevated age, they don't think he can run effectively a whole game if he's forward in the midfield, right, and being active. So I think that's why they're sitting him back, just in front of O'Connell
Backline.
And he's, he only moves sparingly defensively to shut down something. And then they're using Dobson's wheels, even though he's the least of the threats offensively. They're just using his wheels to disrupt and cause chaos, him and Rathbone, because they really don't line up where one is further ahead than the other, right? They're kind of left and right side with the other 2 midfielders, right? They drop one back. It's kind of a triangle. And then when Lee's back there, he's the one that kind of leaks forward a little bit. When there, sometimes Cannon does. But here, both Dobson and Rathbone are just causing chaos, rushing forward and back. So I don't know. I don't know what I would do.
Yeah, no, it's a good shout about Matty being protected with the minutes and sheltered sort of in that role defensively. I prefer Dobson so much back there defensively. In a game like this, to me, it's still one of those things. Are we being asked to create? Or are we going to be asked to stop a rush? Like if we're playing Birmingham, I want Dobson, not James.
I agree. I would rather them flip, but I just don't think James can handle a full game. So he would be a second half sub.
Sub for Dobson or somebody. Yeah,
front.
I get it.
That's what I would be doing. If I had my choice, then you're talking who's playing a half game out of Cannon, Rathbone, Lee. Like what combo where are you handling that? And we have a bunch of I think Foster's a great second half sub. So what else are you doing with midfield and the front too? By the way, when we get off this topic, I have it up on the screen. Andy, who just joined the Discord, for the Red Hood Discord, he keeps doing these great graphics. He makes them himself, and then he sends them in. I have the graphic up. Gives you a nice breakdown, if you guys can see the screen, of all the games today. in League One and a little background about how those teams are doing at the moment and some interesting facts. It's really pretty neat. So I have that up on the screen. So if you guys go to any games, when David goes out there, I expect pictures, David. So send those into the Discord so I can bring them up on the screen during stream.
And I haven't gone through this, so it's Andy, to be complimented, because I appreciate it. Making a lot of information simple to digest is an art, and he's got the automatic promotion spots identified, and so you can see as far as the other team that's sitting in that spot, Wickham in green, they're playing bottom of the table, Shrewsbury, and you can see their last their recent run, their recent form. You can see their overall statistics, and so it's. And our performance as against them, and so it's got a lot of content contained within it. So do, if you can, zoom in on your phone or do whatever you need to, or join the Discord. And did I get the link? I don't think I got the link, and maybe I should.
The beautiful thing when you look at it, you see the two green teams, which are the auto promotions, playing two of the four red teams, which are the four relegation teams. So in a glance, you can see, okay, there's the two, supposed best teams, and they both have an easier game, right? So it's nice at a glance to see, where would be the teams I care about. So,
and I've put it into the wrong chat. I was going to say, I just put the link up, but I've got the wrong chat open. Let me do this properly. Discord.
Wow, Sci-Fi Jay's watching from near you in Vancouver.
Cafe Zeno.
I didn't see that place when I was there. Yeah,
I haven't seen Cafe Zeno. I'm in beautiful Port Moody, so not necessarily. I'm on the suburbs now. That's where home is. But no, enjoy that one. I still would love to find it. I was trying to think. There's no pubs or anything that are open, so I'm assuming that's a coffee house and not a pub, because if there was a pub that was open early on, it's kind of one of those, you need an afternoon game to be able to get everybody together. Alternatively, I was looking, there's a place called Site B that's near Brewery Lane in Port Moody, and they've got like a whole studio that you can set up in with like couches and whatever, and I thought that'd be a lot of fun to have a potential watch party there, where we just put a bunch of bums in the chair and we just all watch it on a TV and sit inside the room. And so something to look at. We need a Saturday evening game or something, or a stat. And I don't want to do Boxing Day, but good morning, Denise. How are you? Sci-Fi checking in. The Cafe Zeno Northern Border's been here for both. And I'm looking for the link.
Morning, Denise.
For me, if you haven't been following on Twitter and you're wondering what I'm doing in the suit, I had my corporate Christmas party last night. Left it at midnight, got home and crawled into bed probably at 1:30. And alarms went off. I was out of bed at 5 minutes after 4 and went through that, suffered through. You know what? Wigan looked good in that game, but suffered through a crappy Bolton performance. We haven't talked about it. The Port Vale. If you guys haven't picked up the news, the Virtue draw earlier this morning, 4 a.m. our time, 12 noon in the UK, 7 o'clock in the morning in East. And we've got an away match against Port Vale coming in January. Hey, Sam, how are you? And yeah, Kim, Channing Tatum is there. He's at, was it the Maze Gwen he was at, or the Fat? No, he was at the Fat Boar. And also the lead singer for Green Day is at, I think he's at the Maze Gwen. So there's celebrities abound in Wrexham today. So it's Ryan, Deadpool and the Gambit at the Fat Boar. So there's the Discord chat if you guys want to end up clicking that one, and I'm going to try and get to the pin it. So we got to go somewhere else to go ahead and do that.
Yeah, Muddy, we're hoping today when Mullen gets subbed in the second half, he gets a couple of goals and gets going.
If ever there was a time, I mean, former clubs, you tend to you can see a lot of magic. It happens frequently, right? And so we'll see it. Sean, you understand if we get a nice win, you'll have to wear that jacket for all important games. God, I guess.
That with a nice toque would be there. That'd be chef's kiss.
Oh, is he? Am I gonna? Am I going to use the magic today? I guess that's for us to decide later on if we end up in trouble. I would like to see an early goal. Oh, somebody's playing with the door here. My door is slightly open.
Is it cat?
Oh, it's my little one, and Mom's not up yet.
No, it's a cat in here.
There's no cat in here.
No.
What did you do to your face? I didn't hear that you hurt yourself.
It's blood.
It's blood. Do you want to say hi to my friends?
Hi.
We're doing pregame till Mama shows up, and then I'm gonna have to walk you out of here. See, that's my friend. See him?
Bye.
Bye. Are you gonna go?
Hi.
Hi. Do you want to go snuggle Mama?
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
Let me sit down.
Yeah, you can sit down. We'll just focus on this, and we'll keep you here for a little bit. What's this? This is football. Yeah. So what else can we talk about, Brendan, as we get this one started? We're now only 10 minutes away from kickoff. I'm probably going to get distracted as we go through this whole melee. What do you expect from Cambridge? Like, do you have any idea at all? I mean, this is a club that we haven't seen. They have no points really. It's just all recently. They picked up points in 4 of their last 5. Have they found magic? Is it because they've had the roster changes and the youth have come in? Has it just been luck and happenstance? Should we be concerned? And do you have a score prediction?
Yeah, I don't know enough about how tough-minded they are. They seem to have turned the corner. They seem to be playing better. I don't know that means that they're, they're a mid-table team or anything all of a sudden. But, they worry me more as a banana peel. I don't know that they haven't shown me that they have enough really to, if Wrexham plays decent, especially at home, that we should be worried about them. I'm expecting we're winning this game. I'm expecting it could be 3-0 a game. I don't think that's unreasonable. Maybe even 4 if we get rolling. So
yeah, I'm expecting this to be a close one. If this would have happened, I think against Cambridge United at home, a month ago, and where they were sitting, I would have come into this thinking this is one of those games that we should really be looking to fill the net, and probably would have called like a 3-0, 3-1 shout.
We have not had a big scoring outbreak in quite a while, and it just seems like even if your team's not a big scoring team, even the teams that don't score a lot have a 3 or a 4 game output. We've had quite a long break since one. It's good weather. We haven't had a good turf to run on. Good weather, not extremely cold, not extremely windy. They're at home. Ryan Reynolds in the building. I'm thinking maybe today's the day it gets clicking.
And I don't think I heard it. Mind you, I'm being distracted here. But did you say what was your score prediction?
I'm somewhere between 3 and 4-0. I'm thinking today's a big game.
And I'm not there. I'm just not convinced. Somebody's got to score against us at some point. And so I'm gonna go 2-1. But I can see this being a 1-1 draw, and I hope I'm wrong. It's a slippery sort of game. I think this is banana peel, the Racecourse magic seems to pull us out, which is why if this was an away game, I'm thinking it's a draw for sure. But the Racecourse magic could still get us out there. Possible poll: what type of fan are you? Happy clap or moaning supporter? I have to move my clear button off of there to get the other option, or bring it up on the screen so I can see it. But I can put that in there. I'll save that because I don't want to type as I've got my hands full. But I'll add that in a second. There's Channing Tatum and Deadpool showing up on the iFollow feed anyway. Look, a couple of things just to get rid of the formalities. iFollow is the place to watch this if you're anywhere other than the United States. If you're in the US, you can get it on Paramount Plus or Hulu. I believe it's on as well. Is that as I understand it, Brendan? Do I have that right? Paramount Plus is typically where they're at, but do you get it?
It's on Paramount Plus. I'm watching it right now.
There you go. And the other thing that I just want to throw out there is we are sponsored, and I've talked to the owner.
dog.
I see. Who's also my sister, who's paid legit money, but she was like, I would love to give a discount to somebody who's looking to do metals. So what they do is they do badges like this, 48 years of experience. Yeah, go see Mama. Can you close the door for me? So they do these sorts of things. They've got the soft embed metals. They've got the soft enamel, the hard enamel, the 48 years of experience. They'll do the free artwork. They'll do the free shipping. And they also do the custom metals. And maybe I should find at the half, we can bring up a picture of them. If you're doing like challenge events, you see them for those running competitions, for the Spartan races and things like that. If you've got a tournament or a competition that you're connected with that is looking for custom medals, unique ones, she'd like to get into that more often. And so she's interested in working with somebody. And she said she'd give a big discount. So go to ultipromo.com, ultimatepromotions.biz. Send me a message or a tweet if you're interested. I'll put you into contact. She's put in market rate to sponsor this, and it's been a massive help to get things going and to keep things going here. So
they have a swan for a mascot.
Cambridge United does. They use that. Don't connect, does it?
No, they're stealing Swansea swans. That's what they have. Cyril the Swan or something like that.
The Swansea Swans, yes, they have. I missed that in the discussion there. Elliot score.
I'm watching stuff on I can't hear anything, so maybe it was a feed from Swansea that I was watching on Paramount Plus that threw me off. I thought they were at the Wrexham game.
Excuse me. Elliot Lee to score another 100-1 corner. You heard it here first. What? There's. I'll ask this question of you, Brendan. We've been very, very critical of Lee taking corners. We've constantly said we'd prefer to have somebody else taking the corners. Watching him having scored that Olympico, does that change your perspective on his? Should he be the guy who's even taking the corners?
No. I'm still very critical of Lee. So if you, obviously everyone was watching here, right? We were watching that. He hit his typical short, too low corner. And I forget who it was on the other team, jumped up and was like at least a foot higher than everybody else and headed it immediately out of bounds. And I was like, oh, wow, you're not getting anything past that guy. That guy is incredible defensively. He can get up and block anything. So yeah. I'm like, Lee just kicked it. He's got to know, okay, just slightly more than the last one, and I'll put it somewhere near the back post for someone to have a shot. But you got to get it over that guy. And so I think he only was successful because he got to kick two back-to-back. He mishit the first one, knew he just had to hit it a little bit more, did, and it blew in. Typically, I think he gets 1 out of 7 that it is a halfway decent corner. So, and the only reason why I think he was taking them is because both O'Connor is out and McLean was out. And they just, no one else has taken that many. So they figured, okay, Lee's had the most experience doing it out there. We'll throw him out there. But he should definitely not be taking them, especially if McLean's out there.
Yeah, no, I just, as amazing as the goal was, as necessary as the goal was, I'm in the same camp as you. I don't think he could. Stephen, I just wanted to flag for you. It's nice to see that the pessimism still abounds. I'm predicting a 1-0 loss today for Wrexham at home to Cambridge United. So I appreciate that. Who scores the goals if Wrexham has 2 or 3? I'm going to go with Palmer's actually going to get one today. If you're going to get to 3, you've got to get Max Kluworth. EFL Player of the Month nominee, Max Kluworth. Thought Mob's got it wrong. They've got him set up in the middle of the 3-5-1-1. And I made a mistake. And so let's call it out because I did. Man, those jerseys, they are as ugly as I thought. I made a mistake. Okadina, I can't count apparently. He was out for 3 games with the red card. I did the math and thought that he had still 1 more game left to do, but he's in the lineup. So that is why Rossi is out, is it for Okadina. I didn't notice that when we originally started to look at the sheet. The players are on the pitch. Time is getting closer here to kickoff. Just 1 minute till 7 o'clock, so it's gone fast. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Palmer, Cleworth, and let's do a Dobson poach goal in the box. How's that for an odd one? So a Barnett entry, something happens in the box, and Dobson's able to poach one in because he's been sniffing around looking for that. So we'll see how it goes. I don't think we're scoring 3. I would love to be wrong. I think this is going to be a 1-0, 2-1. I'm going to go with 2-1. That would be nice. That would be the best one, but I just don't feel like predicting Mullen goals. But we'll see how it happens. See if we get a set play off of that. I didn't even know that was a thing. A set play off of the kickoff to start the game that we had in the second half of the Bolton match there, where Bolton lined up like it was an onside kick in gridiron and then thumped it down and had like 9 guys on the ball. 1-0, yes. Wrexham 2-0. So everybody seems to be relatively positive, but I guess that's where you would be. It's in the Racecourse. And wait, what was it? What happened there? James is having a smile and getting to know the official and shaking the hands, and I don't know what was that about. If you don't have the stream up, they're showing the coin flip and doing the regular ceremonial stuff in the middle of the pitch, and Morrison got lippy, started screaming at the referee, and walked away in a huff.
Yeah, and McLean had that shit-eating grin smile of see, I'm not the a-hole.
What would you call this? Is it paisley? It's a lilac color short and white and lilac color top, but it's like this paisley flowery design that it's unique. Of Elliot Man. And that's just it, Steven. It's tough to be negative when it's a home game. We'll see how it goes. So anyway, the coin flip, Cambridge is going to start with the ball. So I'm fast. I wonder if we'll ever find out what got Morrison so upset with the ceremonial stuff that he screamed at the referee and walked away in a huff. Who knows? But we are underway. The whistle is blown, and now we're going to restart. Fake. Ha. Now we're underway. That was the first drama in back-to-back games right before everything happens, and they put it down and get an immediate opportunity in the box as Brunt is sitting there rolling around fighting off Lavery, and it goes out and concedes an immediate corner 19 seconds in. Okay, boys, wake up. Set pieces off the kickoff. What's going on today? And what's Rotherham doing scoring already? W&G in full display, strutting and stuff with the early reports, and much appreciation again to him. You've been an asset. Brophy, left-footed in-swinger. He's going to go short instead, knocks it into the box, and that's going to be Lavery. One of the strikers puts it up there, and it's cleared out. No issues. Set it away, and it's left there for Barney to go chase off of. And there's your flop! Exclamation mark flop. Is that an option? As Brophy goes down, Mr. Oldham. God, just the look of those knobby knees, and I'm nervous. It's ugly. Not he. Just we can't win with this guy for reasons that I do not know. So it's going to be, what is this, 30 yards out, 28 yards out. It's going to be a right-footed in-swinger from Bennett into the area. Swung in, headed on, advanced on. Palmer flicks it straight up in the air, still in the 18-yard box, cleared out. And it's going to be Elliot Lee who's going to come and try and scramble and fight for that one as he's being worked over there by Cousins. Barney has it. 2 men on him. He's going to lose it. The press is on. Cousins takes the flop. My word, that was artistic. Wow. And a card. Oh! That was a foul, but that was the artistic stuff, and O'Connell coming out without the band on to give the lip. My word. He missed the ball. If he would have got ball, then no, but he came over top of the ball and clear. I don't think you give a yellow on that one, but the artistic nature of the flop got Elliot Lee an early yellow.
Mullen in early.
Man, we're looking like Bolton to start off. Nobody's interested. I'm sure that'll change. I hope so. Brophy, left-footed in-swinger and way too heavy, and Chomp just jumps up and gets an early first touch. Simple, easy as. Giselle's having YouTube issues. Larry says, love the jacket. Plaid isn't a fashion statement. It's a way of life. Heck yeah. This all started because somebody in my office said that the men had to wear tuxedos to the Christmas party. And I went, don't tell me what I have to wear. And I'm going to wear something different. And if you're going to wear something different, you got to go big. So I bought a different one. I have a couple of these. One of them's in England. And so that's once a year it gets dug out. And somebody reminded that if Wrexham looks good today and they win this one handily, I'm going to have to keep the outfit on reserve. McLean, long ball from O'Connell, lands on his feet, and he's got it on the left-hand side. Plays it back to Lee. He's going to go to Matty James, who's going to clear it out. The press is on. They're up quick and up fast is Cambridge. So we're going to have to work this through the midfield and then take advantage of an overlap or a long ball if they get too far forward. We've done that with a long ball. Lee had it, but the pass, no good. And it's going to yeesh. I hate getting mad at you, W&G. Stuff beyond his control. Oh, that should be a yellow card. How about that for an artistic flop? No, nothing. And Mark's saying the exact same thing. That's as much a yellow card as the first one. He went over the ball, hit him with the thigh, and then the artistic flop. That's the exact same play. Is that what's different from that? He reached over top of the ball, missed the ball, stuck his leg into the player, and an artistic flop was the consequence. That shouldn't have been a yellow for Lee. I agree with you. Absolutely, Kim, and it shouldn't have been on that one. But that tried to get Lee over to the right-hand side running free, but piss poor decision and ended up dying. But we get the ball back. Dobson over on the right-hand side. He's going to draw it back, and we're going to set up with Matty James in the midfield with a whole bunch of people on the left as it switches on. And Cambridge United coming out forward and intercept. You can't be lazy and slow with the touches. Well, I thought that was going to be a free kick. I didn't think it was a card, but I thought that was a free kick, but incidental contact. But we've got a player down holding his head. I don't know why, but to Palmer in the middle, headed forward and bounced around, shout for a handball or a raise anyway by Palmer, but not really that serious. And now it's going to be blown down, and we're going to run out and see what happened here with the collision and what the damage is. I thought that was thigh and leg, but he's holding his head. Oh, no, he's pointing to his leg. Oh, and his head.
No one came anywhere near his head. That's BS.
Kachunga.
Is that the noise he makes when he flops?
He's up quick. No issue there. The power of the plaid. Let the power of the plaid compel you. The power of the plaid compel you. That's got to be a simulation fault. Like, I hate this. He's up now running around and everything's fine after sitting there both pointing to his leg and his head as though he'd taken some grievous harm.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Come on.
I don't know what's coming. Brunt. Is this the same guy? Is this Kachunga again? Kachunga again.
How did he get back in so quickly?
I don't think he was asked to leave.
They stopped the game for him. He does a front flip when he gets his toes touched.
Because, well, that's physics.
That's physics.
You get stopped on somebody comes forward into you that you're going to come forward and do a crazy roll, right? Like that's
my bad.
Power of the plaid hit me in the face. I'll say this. You talk about Kachunga diving, and that's all cute. And you talk about, but they've had two dangerous set piece opportunities and the corner to start. Brophy, nice little play, and it's Rathbone who comes marking his man, staying with him, and now he's freed up. Barney, he's got one player far on the left. He's moving all the way forward. Here comes the chip. No, Barney's going to dance. 18-yard box, still dancing. There's the cross, and it's going to go out for a corner. No, it's a throw.
No.
Wrexham's got to pick it up, is what I was saying. Oh, and it did go for a corner. All right, We'll take it.
Went over the line. It was
James McLean coming over. Kim, his pinky is injured. The horror. Kachunga all over it so far with the flops early. How to get into good graces with us in the watch party is be active in the flop. That will always draw attention and ire. We got no time for that garbage. And the fan zone, looking at the cop there, still not packing it in, eh? Left-footed in swinger, but it's knocked out, and we'll do it again. That was, I don't know what that would have been. Tough to do anything with that ball if you're EOC and it doesn't make it across the front post. Dave Foster with the trigger. Left-footed in swinger coming again here from James McLean. This one, far post. Well, I thought it was going to, but it was headed out again by Kachunga. So we'll third corner in a row. Third time's a charm. Let's get an early one.
A little deep on this one. Come on.
Yeah, they were a little late getting up there, weren't they, John, on that one? I was wondering the same thing, as he's not on full stream, but they only had one player on the far edge of the box. Third time, far post. That one's dangerous, but this time headed out. And Barnett's going to go over and let it go for the throw. No offside on the throw, so he was trying to find EOC in the corner, but they got wise to it, did Cambridge United, and it's James McLean on the right-hand side of the pitch. He's going to get it back. There's Dobson, center back, starting to pull backwards. It's Rathbone. Lots of space in the midfield, moving forward. Plays it out to Barney, 18 yards. Get a chip in there. Sir up against Bennett. Get a chip in there. Dances him into the box. Pull down. No penalty, no call. Yeah, the question had to be asked on that one, but we had a similar penalty on the previous one, where there was contact, but was it enough? And did Barney end up flopping on that one? Oof, I'm curious to see that on the replay. F this ref. Wow, Charles. Well, we know what his opinion was. Is that should have been a call. I wouldn't have given it from where I'm sitting.
Swirly thinks that causes Lee a suspension. I thought we're over the 19 games. I thought
we're over the 19 games.
Yeah, I think you might be wrong there, Swirly.
We're at game number 20, so we're good. He's got to get to 10, and I think it's 33. Oh, yeah, Barney went down. There was contact, but Barney went down easy. I have to say no pen. Kluwer puts it forward. Lee gets it down. Palmer's on the run, and we get the foul. Palmer has words for the lino.
This is disgusting to watch. This is why Cambridge is ass. They can't score if they're lying on the ground all the time.
Well, if Oldham's going to give it to him the whole time, I mean, this is going to be a shite game to watch. Yeah, it's the second game in a row where there's it's like a local protest. Not the fan zone. They don't want the fan zone being populated because they're raise the prices and you get special food and special entertainment. But people are like, we just want to get into the game. And to Brendan, we were talking about, would you ever get a halftime show in a game in England? And I immediately said no. And to me, that's evidence as Cambridge is going to get another corner here from Brophy over on. It'll be a left-footed in-swinger from the right side. That's evidence to me of that they don't, the extra activity that happens at the event. I'm going to the game to watch the game. I don't want the extra stuff because they're protesting it. And maybe some people have said it's because of the cold and exposure. Far post, dangerous, knocked around. That one fell and could have been in trouble. And there's it hammered into the box again. It bounces off a Rathbone, comes over to the right-hand side, and it's Brophy, who took the corner, is going to swing this in. Far post, danger, headed down, still in the danger territory. It's at the feet of everybody, and still extra touches in the box. Clear the damn thing as EOC falls over, knocks it out. It'll be a corner to the other side. We are sleep-footed. This is not good. The referee's a donkey, and we're fighting it right now. We're just fighting it.
O'Connell's defense. My rear end's huge. I think I'll just throw it at the wall.
That's what that was. The perfect summary.
Yeah,
of
the wall. The O'Connell wall.
Yeah, get it past the bump. The EOC bump.
Yeah,
right
like
foot
you can't get past this. You're not making a shot.
It's huge. He was turned backwards and he knew that the chip was going to come, so he decided to throw something in front of it, and it just happened to be the backside. Well done, though. It was effective. right-footed in swinger here from Bennett, and it's going to go far post. It's up in the air. Howard's up, and now he's down and dangerous and goes over top and just wide. I am not liking this at all. Like, they've come out hungry. And that one's, is it going to go too far? No, it's going to go across, and Chomp has to stop that one. They've come out hungry. The press is on. They're up, and right now we're sleeping. We are sleeping.
Wickham
up 1-0. Lincoln goes up on Huddersfield.
That's good, but
that's
Huddersfield losing is good, but
my word. So we get possession of the ball, we thump it down, and all we do is turn over the possession. And I know that the stat was a 73% possession for us, and that's too much, but I don't think that that's where it's got to be now. I mean, I'll bring it up here in a second. More Cambridge. I don't want to watch this. This is going to be Bennett on the right-hand side, right-footed into the box, into the area, headed forward and wide by about 2 feet. It wasn't a lot of pace on it, and I think Chomp easily would have had control of that anywhere that it was. But again, it's just they're all swarming. They're all over us, and hopefully it's bend not break. But we'll see what ends up happening here, as this isn't pretty to start, and the crowd is out of it.
Wow. So on that block, Chomp got 2 hands on it, but he got knocked in the chest and knocked over.
And that header right there would have been dangerous if they had anything on it, because it went over top of Howard as he was laying on the deck. Palmer was there, and it was easy for him to control. So we'll take that, I suppose. But
yeah, I don't think the ref somehow doesn't see the guy run into Howard's chest, but he can give every other time someone hits the deck.
The question for me is, if you're Wrexham, are you looking to slow it down, have some passes, and build up here and sort of take the sting out of the game a little bit? Or are you going on the front foot and trying to just counter-attack and punch them back in the mouth? I think I prefer the latter, but it seems to be we'll do the possession and the slowdown and try to create here more than just going on a blast. And the press is on, and now Dobson's got to dance between two. He gets it to EOC. Well done, but still lots of trouble as it comes forward to Lee, and he's bouncing around. 2 guys around on him. They're just closing on us so fast, and we don't have an answer. Brunt slipped, and now he's got to get on his horse, and Kachunga gives him a push in the back.
Well, he's allowed to do whatever he wants, apparently.
Parky's, I guess, from Mark saying he's gone mad, but nothing in that one. Long ball, looking to Palmer, knocks it down, leaves it for Lee to come and collect, and he can't. And so it's easily collected by Cambridge, but they've turned it away on the outlet pass, and it's Matty James with control on the half, this side of half. Just looking at the ball possession, 62% us, and I wouldn't have expected that. But you look at the momentum meter, and it's all Cambridge. So 4 shots on goal, 3 corner kicks for either side. We had 3 in a row. But as John had identified, they look a lot more dangerous. Parky is much to be enthusiastic about. Mouth punching, please. Is that an ode to Okadina, who did the mouth punch to get himself the red card in the last one? I don't know if anybody watched that. You can Google it if you wish. That's how I found it. Is the videos are out there on YouTube and Twitter. Just on a free kick, just walked up to a guy and kind of half nestled maybe from about a half inch away and just popped a guy in the jaw for like really no reason. I was like, why would you do that? So yeah, red card put his team in trouble for that match. Bennett with it, right-hand side, press is still on. It comes back to Cleworth. It's like a 3-quarter press that you'd expect in basketball. Anytime they get close to the halfway line, everybody closes on them. Long ball as a consequence of them being forward. Can he get it over? He does. It's beautifully done to McLean, who picks it up on the other side. Bennett missing that one, and there comes the cross, and he's going to win himself a corner. 4th one, this time from the left. So this is going to be Elliot Lee from the left, McLean from the right, and we'll get the right-footed in-swinger from Elliot Lee, the White Pele. Lee, don't say it, but that's what I'm thinking. Oh, dangerous as he got it close and it got headed away by a Cambridge player, and it's going to be another corner. But that was one of those Olympico-type attempts, keeping it within 3 yards away from the goal and hoping that it finds the head of a cutting attacker. and leaving it to the Wrexham players to try to box out the keeper Reyes. Far post this time, leaving it for McLean and not there. Reyes stumbling into the net, but keeps it out. Peterborough goes up 1-0 on Crawley. And Lee, yeah, this is what I don't want to talk about. You can see where the season is heading, can't you? Third place, 6 to 10 points ahead of fourth. Nervy, horrible playoffs. Have I had that thought? Yes. Do I think it's disgusting that you put it out into the universe? Also, yes. and Brandon's thinking the same thing. I mean, the question is, to me, is does Wickham stumble in the second half? I don't think it's going to be Birmingham coming down. And if they do and we're able to hold muster, there's a shot, right? So pushing the back, nothing given.
This guy hates us.
Well, it just seems to be inconsistent as far as the touches, right? Like they go down, he gives, we don't go down. Similar contact, similar force. Yellow cards are given, not given.
They curse him out before the game and get every call. We have Ronald Reynolds up there in Magic Mike, and we can't even get a little home cooking from
the referee. I guess that's the secret sauce, is blast the referee before the match, as Morrison did.
Well, McLean could have done that. He would have enjoyed it.
Oh, absolutely. The shit-eating grin, not going to work. Chomp gets us underway. Barney goes up to get it, and that was a misplayed kick by Chomp. We don't see that very often. I think he hates everybody in red, myself. Charles says I think he hates Lee.
He hates Santa Claus. He hates everything.
He hates Santa Claus. Scott Oldham, no favors. Another throw-in coming to Cambridge, another 10 yards forward from where they threw in the last one. This game just is muck. It's muck right now. Deandre's listening to us in the car while Christmas shopping. 2 birds, 1 stone. Love it. We'll try and keep you updated as Cluworth tries to go over top and can't get that in front of Lindulu. And Lavery in a battle now with Cluworth. Benny, well, nice done by Lavery, and Cluworth has to get on his horse to go and do the covering. And here's a dangerous cutback pass and scores. Gorgeous goal by them. Holy crap. And of course, it has to be the ass, Kachunga, who ends up getting it. 1-0 for the bad guys. And it's muck. This game is muck. I talked about no effort from Bolton, and we're getting the exact same thing. Lavery embarrassed Cluworth. Let's be honest. That's I haven't seen Cluworth get danced and make a play that was that bad since the Blackburn Rovers match. He gave up on the attacker. He gave up and assumed again, like he did in Blackpool, of what the outcome of the play was going to be, and that was it was going to go for a throw in or roll out. And he got turned by Lavery, couldn't get back to it. Lavery gets the cutback, and Kachunga's right there. Rathbone couldn't come back in time, and nothing that Howard can do but watch it go in to the back of the net. I'm not critical of Cluworth almost ever, but that was a mistake. Silence the Racecourse. The Racecourse has been silent the whole way through. I think Max thought the same thing. I thought that went out of bounds when he flicked it in the air on the touchline, but they aren't showing that. Got to play to the whistle. Well, maybe we need that as the kick in the pants to wake everybody up as Palmer runs over top of a man, and of course they give the free kick on the flop there. Morrison. I hate these guys. Like, the flopping is all over the place, and they've got a referee that's accommodating. And just no effort. Here they come again. Cambridge forward. EOC able to step in front. He gets stepped on, and we'll get a free kick the other way. And O'Connell holds up the card, but nothing given. Lindulu with the contact there. Sorry, Giselle, me too. Sure, John, it was open in the middle. Rathbone didn't come back in time. But I think if Max is playing that to the whistle, he's ahead of Lavery on the left-hand side. Oh, man, here they come on a break on it. Bounced off of EOC, and it's a long shot. Great save by Howard as he goes to the left, but his threat's not over. Lavery collects into the box. Howard makes another save. He was just trying to go to Lindulu again and couldn't get it to him, and instead it rolls to Howard. We are getting spanked right now. We are getting spanked. I'm trying to think of 22 minutes in League One where we've had a stretch this much where we've looked this out of our depth. Like, we literally look incompetent. We can't handle the press. Lincoln up 2-0 on Huddersfield. Blackpool goes up 1-0 on Reading. Points everywhere. Shots are 5-1. On target, only 1-0. Touches in the opponent box are 14-3. So despite the possession being 62-38, touches in the opposition box are 14-3 in favor of Cambridge. How the hell does CAMU look like a championship club against us? On Reyes, as far as taking too long for this one, they're certainly not time wasting yet. American-born keeper who plays for Chile, and their U23 is EOC steps forward and nicks that as a possession. Are we able to maintain it? He gets it forward. It comes back to him, and he's got to try and get it to Brunt to save it as the press is on. Ball hawking, they are. And James McLean with it. He's got Rathbone as an outlet. Gives it to him. Halfway line. Move forward to Lee. Lee over. Nice little touches. Break down the press if you can. Can't find an outlet, so they come back to Brunt, and they're going to restart through Matty James. He's got a bit of space, draws it back to Brunt. Switch has to be on. No, Brunt fakes the switch and goes down the line. Left-hand side, draws it back to Rathbone. And we're just circling along the halfway line in a triangle before the switch is on to Max. And here we go to the right-hand side. Got to move with some pace if you're going to take advantage of things. And it comes back to Barnett, and we're going to play along the halfway line, finding a way to break him down. And we've got nothing.
Oh, come on.
Long play, moving forward and headed away. Here comes Dobson, knocks it down, and he's wiped out. And nothing. Says that's a fair challenge to go at a 60-degree angle. But it was a one ball, so I guess you give it that way. Cambridge doesn't look like a championship club. Wrexham looks like a National League club. Yeah. A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B, perhaps.
I thought their effort was there. I just wonder if they're getting thrown off by this constant call.
All right. I just think that there's a little bit of sleepiness, and I think Max got caught up on it. I think I mean, I haven't really seen Palmer putting in the shift, as you will, yet. But that's, the finer details. And maybe it's just the fact that this press is making us look mediocre. And that's a credit to Cambridge U. Cambridge U, not Cambridge University. The U's, Cambridge United. Thomas says, get one before half and we win 2-1. Well, that's what my score call was. So we'll see if we're able to pick it up as EOC goes long down the right-hand side looking for Barney and is headed out there by Brophy. Barney, 19 yards away from goal, throws it in, immediately gets the ball. Here comes a cross. It's going to go far post. It's there. McLean! Score!
Right.
There it is. Woo! Something out of nothing, and who does it? Of course, Barney. Like, that service beat Brophy, took the opportunity, and well done for him to see the opportunity on the throw-in. Immediately throws it in, makes himself available like it was thrown and he was booking it. There was the effort that you look for, throws it in, books it in, gets the pass, serves it up. It's gorgeous. And James McLean, easy as.
Yeah, he jumped over a midget, I think.
The one-liners from Brendan today. Poor little Bennett. Poor little Bennett.
Yeah, someone let the kid out on the turf. Get him. Grab him.
No, somebody look up Bennett's height. Quick, Google it. Google it. Oh, yeah, and the other thing, no spoilers, please. Some people want to watch the reaction and take in the game. They've lined themselves up accordingly. So if you see a goal or you have an identifier, FOTMob tells you, try and reserve the reaction as we're back. What do I say now? I still question the effort, but I say Barney has magic in his feet.
Larry got caught because he did all caps and the exclamation points.
Oh, yeah.
Our
Stuart
bot grabbed
grabbed
that,
it.
Larry. Sorry about that. Oh, I'm sorry. Little person.
Yes.
I'm not trying to be non-PC. It's just the names change
If
all
I
the time.
click on his name here, do they give how tall he is? 23-year-old Liam Bennett. Because now I'm all curious that you said it because he is small. I don't think Lee cross far post looking for McLean going for 2. No, we can't get to that one. Is Liam. We're going to get a throw on the left-hand side. Is now we're coming. Somebody woke us up. The crowd is into it. Everybody's into it. Loose ball.
Well, just so you know,
Lulu, he gets it forward. Max isn't able to collect it. Lavery gives up on it, and that was ugly.
Thomas Fitzgerald in our chat called the goal, so he said 1 more before half, then we win 2-1. Thomas, do you think you could say 2 more before half? That would be nice.
5'6", Liam Bennett.
Sure he is. Yeah, I picture you saying that as you're tapping him on his head.
Speaking as a short person. Hi, Mom. That's my mom pigeon. Right on, Kim, or just say person, speaking as a short person. You are that. Lots of love in a small package, though. You missed it. Your grandson joined earlier on, so if you didn't see it at the start, you can go back and watch that as your youngest grandson made an appearance.
Look at him as he throws it in. Don't tell me he looks like...
That's not 5'6". Sorry.
Yeah.
That's 5'4 1/4, and I'm adding the quarter inch because when you're that short, you add those quarter inches.
They don't even have clothes small enough for him. Clothes are too big. He has like junior medium is what he's wearing or something.
So throw in on the right-hand side here from the little person. LP. Oh, it's too bad his initials don't work. LB. Into the box, though, an opportunity in Lindulu. Man, his name is tough to say. Lindulu flips it up in the air, and it's going to go out for a throw-in for the Paisley-wearing Cambridge United. Is that what you would call it, Paisley? I have to Google it.
That's not even. That's like somewhat like 1970s wallpaper or something.
Yeah. Flicked into dangerous and cleared away by Brunt, but still in 18 yards out, headed on. They can't get control of it, so it's going to come out further, but flicked up in the air by Cambridge. Max is there to head that away. Palmer's all the way back in support, but his first touch is horrible, and so it goes back to Cambridge U's.
Yeah. Maradona might have been 5'2", but he was maybe the best ever. So
Bennett collects. Dobson has it up to Palmer. Right-hand side. Options going to McLean. Left-hand side. Switches on. Bennett's up, the only person with them, and McLean, that not the best first touch, but he goes and grabs it, and then gets spun around, and that's going to be a free kick, but is that going to be a card? No. And the Cousins spun McLean into the ground, and we're back underway. Lee with it, running towards the middle of the pitch. 30 yards out, sweep it out to the maestro, Barney. He's got Brophy out there on him. He's going to dance him over top to the goal line. There's the cross. Dangerous. Lee! Oh, the defender just got a head on it and thought that was dangerous. There's a chance. James misses it. And it's going to go to a goal kick as James misses to the right on the half volley opportunity. The flops are making this painful to watch. I'm with you, but we're going now. I'd like to see this shot. That was the full volley, but he missed it and drove it into the ground and bounced harmlessly to the right as Reyes collects. Man, if we still had that flop counter, you'd be bashing the absolute hell out of it, Brendan.
This is so frustrating to watch. Come on.
He was going airborne before he even made contact. But Dobson, free kick given for the foul on that one. Somebody vacuuming at your house? Mowing along? Snowblower? But he's got to do something on Saturday. John called the 1-1 score, but maybe we could just get 2 to 3 more goals for fun. Hey, it's okay to be wrong as long as we win, John, right? W&G, I'm waiting on that day. I haven't sent a reminder to see where we're at with how busy people are, or whether I can find another option. But yeah, I would like to be able to get that to you for sure. Maybe I get time over the Christmas break. Probably not. Lee, well done to keep it on his feet for about 3 seconds, but then ultimately loses it, does Elliot Lee. And Bennett comes back to support him, picks a pocket, and is he going to be able to turn it? He hammers it, and it's blocked by Brophy, and it comes back to him, and then it's kicked away and given away. And so that was Okadina all the way up forward on the left-hand side from his right back position. Like, they're all over the place, unless Okadina is not in his right back position, but Rathbone collects it and he knocks it back. I'm going to have to take a look at the right back position to see if Okadina's moved forward. And Bennett's just filled in is what it is. Palmer back heel, and it's given away. Throw in. Yuck. Nothing triggers Brandon more than flops. I think there's some truth to that.
That is true.
And appropriately so. That was a fun Palmer move. How did it work? The back heel pass? But we'll see. Friendly reminder, since you're here 34 minutes in, that like button could sure do with a smash. If you could do me the favor and give that a bump if you haven't already, I would appreciate it. As Cambridge United advancing forward, they've got Cousins on the ball on the right-hand side. Over to Bennett. Skips it around McLean. That's Kachunga, the goal scorer that's up there. He's laying on the deck again. Where else would you expect him? If he's not on his feet, it's going to be a throw in 18 yards out. Better late than never. Welcome, Don, to the 1-1 game, and thank you. At least the jacket is sexy if it's not the person who's wearing it. That's all that matters. Style over substance. Palmer flicks it on. Nobody there, and Watts easily collects and makes himself available for Reyes. Is Reyes going to go to him? He's looking down the pitch. He's going to thump it. Long ball, left-hand side, calling on EOC or Max. EOC is there, heads it away. Cousins knocks it down, and Brophy collects. Bennett knocks it away. It's a scramble. Who wants possession? Cambridge is dangerous, but EOC stepping in front of that one. Lavery behind him. If he had to get to it, if he didn't, it would have been trouble. And Palmer not able to settle it down. Cambridge to collect. Again, floral print, paisley print. I'll be honest, I like the colors. Like Utah, their hockey club that goes unnamed at this point in time, has gone with this similar color. I actually like it. It's something different than the standard and the traditional. But I don't like the print. Lindulu is playing with elbows up and out. Good recipe for a broken nose for somebody. As Birmingham goes up, scores another one against Bristol. Everybody around us is doing things. We need to do things too. It's at least I can't complain about the effort now. It feels like we've woken up and the feet are moving. Ooh, EOC with a lazy clear, and it just only makes it to the edge of the area before it's headed back in, and Howard has to collect it. Huddersfield behind us is losing. Stockport behind us is tied, and Reading behind us is losing. So it's just the teams ahead of us, and this goes back to Lee's point. Lee Geert, do I have that right off of memory? His point earlier that this is smelling like a season where we're well comfortable into third place, but we're going to just end up into a nervy playoff spot, and I hope that he's wrong, and I should stop talking about it so I don't speak it into existence. Cleworth with it, 35 yards out, gets it up to Bennett. He draws it back to Cleworth. Into Matty James, back to Cleworth. We're all the way back to past the halfway line. EOC returns it, looking deep, searching for Rathbone or Dobson. Can't get it. Knocked down by Lee. There's a shot. Dangerous. That out of nowhere. It was a deflection that ended up on the foot of Lee from about 20 yards out. Right footer asked the question of Reyes, and Reyes was able to get over to his right and low and collect that one. That was, again, right in front of Bennett. Their Bennett, not our Barnett. Or was that Brophy? No, that was 7 Brophy. Sorry.
I love the fact that he tried to pull Barnett down and he fell off Barnett onto the ground and then complained.
Well, Barnett's a tank, to be completely honest. A brick freaking wall. Crawley gets one back against Peterborough. Blackpool up 2-0. WG active and getting appreciation for the score updates from Giselle. It's much appreciated. I'll have to relook at what options we have because I don't know if we're going to get the one that was intended. Or maybe I can extend that. I don't know if I have the ability.
I can come up with something else. I just have to pick
It's
a
the control.
website.
Yeah, it's the control side of it is. But anyways, Lee has it. Halfway line. We're on a break. 4 players in front of him. He's going to get it to Barney, but not heavy enough. You got to be heavy on the passes with these guys because they press hard and they're looking for those interceptions. So that counterattack is killed because Lee soft pedaled the pass a little bit out to Barney. And John Lane, what a crappy pass. That's a good summary of what just happened there. And now Palmer trying to nick one. He's appealing. Barney, nice little spin on Brophy. He's an 18-yard box shot. Blocked and it's cleared. That was Morrison backwards getting the block stop and the block opportunity. And now Dobson gets it back to EOC, or we're going to go to the left. Brunt, halfway line. Pushing forward. Man, this half has flown. 38 minutes, 39 minutes. There's been a lot in it. Ups and downs. And Dave with the super chat and the funds. Thank you, my friend. Much appreciated. Headed over and things settle down. 39th minute. McLean on the left-hand side going to have a throw in as Parkey gives him the ball. No, much appreciated. Thrown in, knocked down, collected, and here comes Lindulu working over EOC, grabs him and pulls him. Nothing given on that. That was a full grab by the arm, reefed his shoulder back. I don't know. Is he playing advantage and saying that's good enough? I don't think he did. Up to Palmer. He goes up, has a guy bounce into his back, but loses control on the play, and that was a sweep. That's a foul. I'll take that one. I know the crowd was groaning on that one because there's been so many soft calls given, but Rathbone did sweep the legs. Did a little bit of Karate Kid on that one. I won't say need, but I sure would say love, want, desire. Sweep the leg. Cobra Kai. No intention, no card on that. He went for the ball. We're good. Reyes is all the way up to play this one. EOC clears, but it's headed back. McLean to be able to grab it. He's put it forward. Cousins settles it down, and it's Kachunga, the goal scorer, on the right-hand side, back to Cousins. Cousins with a flip to – I've just knocked my camera. McLean. Yellow card? Yeah. McLean clattered into the man. Yellow card there. McLean shaking his head. No real argument. And, of course, it's Kachunga down again. It looked worse. But I mean, he missed the ball entirely, rotated his hips, and collided into Kachunga.
He was diving before contact.
He was diving before that. Well, that's true. I mean, Kachunga, anytime people get into him, he's flopping around.
He saw McLean coming and started going down with a roll.
He was in the spin cycle in advance. The contact was there, but you're right. He did just start the spin cycle well in advance. So we're going to get a left-footed in swinger from the edge of the goal line or the edge of the touch line, 18 yards out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 white jerseys in the box, all standing about 10 yards away from goal. And there it is. Brunt heads it down, but right to Smith, who I hadn't called out so far and Smith with a piss poor delivery. And we've got another player, Cousins, rolling on the ground on an incidental contact from McLean, puts himself in the spin cycle. Like, if you're Oldham, you got to give a simulation card. Santiago, hola.
Mystery, it's been a crap game so far. A lot of flopping.
A lot of flopping. And so we were a little bit heavy-footed and looked out of place early, but now starting to go. Is a nice little pass. Is he offside? No, he wasn't offside, so it's still going Clueworth. Rathbone, I thought he was still offside. It's in the lead. He's free. He's loose. He's free. He's loose. Somebody touch it. Hammer it. McLean bangs it off the back, and we're going to get a corner as that smacked into Cousins. As that was touch on the box. There's probably about 12 to 15 of them there trying to describe exactly what's happening. You're looking for somebody to free it up and be able to spin and shoot on the ball, and nobody
Hopefully
can.
John just called this shot here. Come on.
Right-footed in-swinger from Elliott Lee, looking for one within the 6-yard box because that's what he does, and it's just along the 6-yard box, but easily headed out there by Lindulu, and it's returned back in by Dobson over looking to McLean on the right-hand side, and it's headed out, and now here's Barney with the throw. McLean takes it, puts it into Dobson, and he's going to draw it back, and here it is. Does the next league up have instant replay? Asking for VAR is a dangerous thing. Palmer tried to settle that down for Rathbone, but couldn't. James goes up to rescue it, and Cousins clears. So Lee scrambles. He's got 2 people on him. He gets pulled down, gets stepped on there. Kachunga hacked him. Yellow card? Yes, Kachunga finally. Lee dancing. Forced that one as a foul as he put Kachunga into the spin cycle, dove through him, and the only response Kachunga could have would be to step on the back of his legs. Spin, down to ground, up, going, well done. And that was intentional. He left the ball, dove, put boots into the ground, forced himself up, and drew the foul. We're already almost to the end of the half here. Crazy quick. Am I the only one? Does this seem like this has just gone rapid fire? It's been entertainment. The quality certainly not there by us for the first 22 minutes or so. McLean, Max is there. Oh, he was open and still it's in the box and it's cleared. There have been lots of opportunities for
that was good service
in the box, but that was great service from that distance to find an empty man, an open man. Brunt can't get that clear, and Cousins pushes it out. Dobson gets it out, and we'll see how much added time we're going to have. 2 minutes? 3? Just 1. How many yellow cards have there been? Kachunga rolling on the ground. I don't know. Wickham goes up 2-0 on Shrewsbury. Solips can't do anything. James, is he onside? Oh, that was Watsu. I don't know. We don't know if he slipped or what happened, but all you see is the camera pans over as Watts is laying on the deck and Palmer's running forward. Reyes has to come out and collect it and does. At least there are things happening. Put forward. Oh, McConnell doesn't get it free, and that's Lindulu who fouls EOC. The play's going on, the whistle's blown, and Lindulu's saying, I didn't do anything.
That's all he does. He grabs on the shoulders. He doesn't even pull at the shirt. He just grabs the guy and flings him down.
One thing is for sure, these Cambridge kids are incredibly ugly. Dave says entertaining. Maybe as entertaining as watching a kiddo flopping around in a tantrum. It gets old real fast. It's called dramas. The whistle blows for the halftime whistle. 1-1 in a game or in a half where we came out without being ready, I think. And we got put under pressure. They had us 14 touches to 3 by 20 minutes inside the box. We had possession as an advantage, but we just couldn't handle the press, couldn't break them down. And they were on the front foot as the half went on. We started to get more pace, more back into the game, and the pressure went the other way. What's with the loud jacket? I had a Christmas party, decided not to wear the tux. I went with this for the Christmas party instead, and I thought, you know what? Why not wear it again? Because I only pull it out of the closet once a year. So keep calm in the most Wrexham fashion. We're waiting for Mullen to deliver the final blow to his old team. Hey, daggers. I will take nails and coffins all the time. So let's do that. Did Van Gogh paint the Cambridge's shirts? They look like a knockoff of Starry Night. And this game necessitates the return of the flop counter, Brendan. What would it be at? We're clearly in double digits for flops. Would it be as high as 20?
We would break the record today.
Yeah, I think it's up there. Are we going through the stats first? You've got them up. So let's go through the FOTMob stats together. Lots of possession, and we've seen that 62% to 38%. But until late in the half, not a lot of scoring threat, which is indicative on the XG. You can see it from touches in the box and opportunities. They've had less shots on target, or they've had more shots on target, 3-2. But because of the touches in the box, and I'll scroll down and see if that stat is there to confirm what I'm concluding. But they've had more opportunities than we have. The passing, only 73 for them, 56% efficiency. So not really stirring the drink. It's really their press and the counterattack that's causing or had caused trouble. I'm looking for touches inside the box, 20-12. So maybe that's closer than I thought it was going to be. Maybe that one interplay where we had like 6 or 7 touches inside the box, flipping the needle on where things were at. But they've looked good. Defensively, we're winning on ground duels, we're winning in aerial duels, we're winning on successful dribbles. All the stats, the big stats on the defensive side are in our favor. They're carrying the offensive stuff, which is indicative of the nature of the game and the style of play in this one. Parkey won't put Mullen until the 70th. I hope he brings him out in the 65th minute. I really do. It's been just explain the half, Brendan. I'm going to actually stand up for a second and just I've been sitting for too long, so I need to take a little bit of a break. But give us your summation on the first half.
Yeah, I think Cambridge was disruptive. All the flops just couldn't get Wrexham into a rhythm. They got a bunch of set pieces off that ended up turning into some corners from the free kicks. And, yeah, they had a bunch of opportunities. A slip and a misplay by Max allowed his man to get around the corner on the left side by so much that he could make a pinpoint pass to a guy that shouldn't have been open, maybe should have been covered by the midfield dropping back and wasn't. And Chomp had no chance. Other than that, Chomp had a couple of really good saves. He's looked good. And when we've got the ball down in the box, the thing that I thought is very promising is that our spacing in that box seems wide open. We're getting multiple people in there, and there seems to be time to get the ball, settle it, turn, and shoot. We had a lot of space in there, more than I thought you probably should. And if they're playing their D like that in the second half, and we have, Mullen or Fletcher or someone in there, I can't imagine that we wouldn't be getting a couple of goals. So I'm thinking positive. I'm thinking we can score 2 in the second half and win this 3-1.
An interesting shout there from Dave Foster, who says, I'm thinking there's a possibility Wrexham wins on a Mullins flop penalty shot. Interesting statistic across League One. There are 7 teams that remain that haven't had a penalty kick attempt, and we're one of them. So it's Bristol Rovers, Burton, Cambridge, Exeter, Leighton, Wigan, and us are the 7 teams that haven't. And what's more surprising about that is you look at the top of the table, Wickham and Birmingham City, 4. When you're chasing points, getting those penalty kick attempts, that becomes a thing. And we haven't had it. So we're due, is what we're saying, Dave, right? We're due for a penalty kick opportunity there. Just going through the chat here. Max doing a Jesus, I thought I had a cat next to me. It was the bag rustling in the breeze. Max has a bit quick to do the long crossing pass rather than work it up the field. Are you as critical as I was on Max on that play with Lavery beating him on the left-hand side? Do you think he gave up, or was that just a good play by Lavery and not much?
I just think he's quicker than Max, and Max isn't as fleet of foot as everyone thinks he is, and he didn't play the right angle.
Yeah, they're just showing the replay of it. I do think there was just that half-second late start with the feet, thinking that it went out of play, and that's that Blackpool Rovers game that we played the last one where he thought it was going to go out of bounds and it got saved, and EOC had to come out and try and rescue the ball. And it ended up being Schmolik.
He pauses there because he goes to kick the ball and he turns his hips and he's facing the exact opposite way. Like he's closed himself. Look, I was never for football, but I'm thinking that you almost always have to leave your hips open at that point so that you can quickly get back. And he turned his whole body upfield the wrong way, and he went right behind him, and Max had to totally spin around, which took that extra second and didn't allow him to get to the cutoff point. So I think it was a misplay when he was trying to steal the ball, and then the guy's just too quick for him.
They're just watching the glorious replays on iFollow of the Barnett service over to McLean. Like, his ability to just put it directly on the head of people or exactly where they can go and attack it is something special. Both mums are here. Michelle joining. And thanks. The compliment of the jacket. Between having your kid in pajamas at a stadium and then me with the jacket, I guess it's something that you're familiar with as a style, potentially. Do we want to look at the table? Bolton already played earlier today. They lost, and so they're sitting at 30 points. But for everybody else, Wigan Athletic jumped they were 20th. They jumped up to 12. Now, because of the points that have happened around them, they're back into 15th. And we'll see what happens by the end of this one. Everybody near the bottom of the table, except for Cambridge and Stevenage, if you count them at 17th, is in a losing position. And the mid-table seems to be where the love is. Exeter is ahead. Blackpool is ahead. Mansfield even. Peterborough ahead. Charlton even. So they're collecting their points in the middle. But here's what the table looks like. You've got Wickham and Birmingham and us as the top three, all on 40 points, and then the big fall off to Huddersfield as they sit down 2, and that's that split. So there's going to be one of those 3 teams, it looks like, at this point in time anyways. 20 games in with another, what is it, would leave us 26 left to go, 24 left to go, 26 left to go. 3 teams chasing down 2 spots is what it looks like. Wickham, Birmingham, and Wrexham is the split. Stockport's sitting at 1 point, and they've played 20 matches. Unless Huddersfield's able to turn it around and draw back into it, I think it's even less likely that it's Stockport or others. But Lincoln City doing the job and trying to claw back into it. So tell me I'm wrong. Do you think that that's what it's going to be? Leash gave the shout early. Is it going to be a 3-way run for the top 2 spots, and we'll see who ekes it out?
I still have my fingers crossed for a Wickham to fall off pace and for us to edge them.
At some point, I mean, I'm with you, and I thought that 10 games ago, but now we're 10 games in, or nine games in since that point, and they're still rolling. 41 goals for, another 2 today. Goal differentials all the way up to a positive 20. Something's going on there. I mean, it'll be interesting to see what happens in the January window. Is Brum going to load up just to make sure and spend even more money? Are we going to say we're going to use this opportunity to try to look for promotion now and go and spend 5 million quid? Is Wickham going to say, hey, we're unexpectedly where we are? Are we going to do some spending so we can match Birmingham and potentially Wrexham? It's going to be a Dad saying, your dad, we're in it. Good luck in the second half. Yeah, no, definitely true. The first 20 minutes, I was just felt overwhelmed. That was the sense that I was getting. I was like, why is Cambridge spanking the absolute tar out of us? And so it's not nice to see. Woody saying Wickham defying the odds with their run of form. Oh, no volume.
No, it was just me. I shut my mic off because I got the guy with the leaf blower in the background. So I keep toggling it so you guys don't have to listen to that stuff. And then I left it off while I was commenting. What I said was that nobody heard is that I think Wickham is likely to. I have my fingers crossed that they'll fall off a little bit. And when Sean asked about, should Wickham go and get players at the January window, I said there's the likelihood that they could get players. Those players could maybe not be playing their natural positions, could throw off the flow of what Wickham's doing right now, and that could really benefit us. So, I would be more worried if they don't do anything, because then they'll be more likely to be in that same flow, same set of guys. I think if you were to get a bunch of new players, you have to kind of learn a system and everything, and it takes time to settle. So that would be beneficial, I think, if they went out and tried to do something.
I'm sitting there watching Fletcher, Cannon, and Mullen having a chat, not really that active with as far as drills, just sort of having a chat and communicating with each other. Part of me hopes that Fletcher just reaches out and smacks Mullen in the groin, which is a weird request and desire.
If the second he gets on, we're going with the little luck chant and get some ball knocking to give him some luck.
Santiago says, why follow this channel? What makes it different to the other Wrexham channels? I'd say follow whatever channel makes that you like their content. And I'm just doing my thing. Brendan's helping out with the watch alongs and Deandra for the women's matches. That'll be tomorrow. And if you like it, you decide. I don't. Am I different than the others? Yes. I think Josh does a good job with his stuff. He has more content. I think he has more engagement as far as the lives go during the rest of the week. I think my stuff is a little bit more drilled down researchy, and that's a byproduct of me just being a lawyer. If you want podcast stuff and you want the insight from the people who are on the ground, then go to Eat More Chips, Fearless in Devotion, Rob Ryan Red. If you want, for people who need a pick-me-up and want to look at, and I didn't bring the poll up, the Happy Clapper poll. If you want to be picked up, go to Me, My Wife, and Wrexham. If you want to get a North American perspective on thing with an Aussie will pitch in, you've got Teach Me How to Wrexham. And if you like yours a little rated R, you've got those Aussies. I don't know. To me, it's style. If you like it, you like it, and if you don't, that's okay.
Well, there's plenty of people that bounce around. Would you say that we're me specifically is the most critical? Sean's pretty nice, but occasionally he jumps in. Everyone else seems to be almost always positive on all the Wrexham players. They don't rarely critique them. So I was just wondering, are we too salty, or are we at one end of the spectrum compared to everybody else?
I don't know that there are. Fearless in Devotion has a couple that are saltier than you are. So I'll say that one. I will say this. Will I Am says this channel has no commercials, and that's all thanks to Ultimate Promotions. If you're looking for pins, well, as everybody gets out there, go ahead and do that. If these are pressed ones, if you're looking for soft enamel, hard enamel, they have those. Sport trading. Otherwise, if they've paid market rate. It is my sister's company, but paid market rate to make sure that you guys had no commercials, because I didn't want it to run, but I also wanted to put a little bit of money into it. And she said, "I got you." And so we did the YouTube math, and she stepped up. She's also said that she wants to get making more of those medals. So you see them a lot in the Spartan races and the challenges. They're unique, custom-made medals, and she wanted to do a little bit more. And so I said, I'll do the shout-out. And so ultimatepromotions.biz, ultipromo.com. You can put it in and Google it. The information's up floating around my head somewhere. Go and check them out. If you have any reason, you got a tournament that happens that your kids are involved in, somebody in the youth sports competition, you organize an event, whatever you do, free artwork, free shipping, and she's looking to give a discount to try and get into it. So you might be able to get yourself a screaming deal. So Ultimate Promotions, the place to go and do it. As to the comments of what's around there, and I keep being reminded, for me, this whole channel exists because of the community that's been built. But at the outset, why it was built, and here's Kachunga having a laugh here with Oldham. Maybe this is going to backfire. Morrison screamed at him, and now they're best friends. This whole started because I was doing a little bit of work and thought, hey, maybe people would be interested in this content. And I'm just going to try and be a gateway to the club for those that are trying to find it and trying to connect with the team. But do your own thing. But that is true. the Red Horde themselves and everyone here make the channel. We're underway as we're going Wrexham right to left on the screen, them from left to right. And I do want to make that video to sort of do the summary of, you've got the friendly ones, you've got the salty ones, you've got whatever. Here's an opportunity, right-footed, looking for McLean on the far post. Just can't get up there. And is that headed out for a corner, or did McLean get to it? McLean did get to it, but just difficult to get it on the target. And yes, this channel has hats. I said the same thing, Dave. Quick, someone hit Moles in the berries and put him in for a quick goal. It's exactly what we need.
That's the next feature I'm going to work on, by the way.
Is a groin tap?
No, that very much like the random chance and random flops that everyone can fire off, they'll be able to randomly put different toques on your head.
As long as I'm not being requested to wear some sort of device that somebody can trigger a button and I can take a groin kick, I'm okay. That's a step too far.
I had thought of a bunch of animations in line with that, like them kicking the head right off of your shoulders kind of thing and scoring a goal. But all that stuff takes so much time because you have to build it all.
I missed that one from Gail that said, "We love you, Sean." Thank you for that. I appreciate that. I just enjoy doing my thing, and that's what. There it is, Santiago. Red Horde feels like family. Watching the game alone is boring. Watching with friends is awesome, and that's why I keep telling people, give it a shot. We've got so many good people, and informed people, and curious people. We've got a couple pessimists, and John says he likes the North American outsider vibe, and the hockey references. Cambridge United thumps it down the pitch, and it's a bit of a scramble, and they push it forward, trying to get it to Lindulu, and was that a foul or a handball? And I think that was a hand that inadvertently hit Lindulu, and so we're going to get it underway. Clueworth goes to EOC, and we look to push. No, we don't. We look to switch. EOC was looking way up. I thought he was going to hammer that, but instead he just laid it off to Brunt. Now he's got it and does what he normally does, runs up the middle of the pitch to try and push the attackers backwards before it gets laid back to him, and here he goes again.
So they just run forward into a guy that's standing still. They run into the guy, flop to the ground, and then bitch to the ref.
It's an art. It's an art. Dave saying, Sean and Brennan knowledgeable and informative without being all-out analysts, or worse, the other extreme, with broadcasters that don't understand the game. It's nice to know that I'm actually learning things. I was looking, there's post-grad certificates that you can get from some institutions, and some of them are on like soccer strategy and or sports management and something like that. And I thought, well, that'd be fun to take. Load up the knowledge. As that one bounces around and ends up with Cambridge, 18-yard box. Did that stay in play? It did. Push onto the. I thought that they were going to whistle that, but instead it gets chipped back in and it's headed down. Finally, it's Rathbone who's going to clear. Gets it up to Dobson, draws it back to Bennett. We've got possession, but the press is on. And finally, Kluwer says, "You know what? Get out of here, ball." Palmer settles it up for Dobson. He goes to Rathbone. Rathbone swings it wide to McLean as we're trying to push this ball forward. And here we come. 25 yards, McLean looking at the far post, trying to find somebody. It's going to get headed back, and Dobson missed it. But Huga has it. Barney serves it back up. Palmer not able to get there in front of the defender. Well done. I will take opportunities, please. Give me more. Right, Dave? I was like, that would be a lot of fun taking a post-grad certificate class. Just learning on the knowledge base. Man, that guy's really blowing leaves, Brendan.
No, I'm sorry. I'll mute it.
No, it's fine. Huddersfield, drawing in on Lincoln. We don't want that news.
Guy has 2 trees and no bushes with leaves. And he's been out there for 40 minutes.
And Angel says the play calling, and I appreciate that. That's the one thing that I'm surprised about, because I've got no experience. I just do what I hear, and it's weird. I think that the calls for in football are far more color than it is play-by-play, and I think I give more play-by-play, although today probably a little bit less on that just by the nature of the game. Reyes going to get us underway, staring into the ether long down the pitch as he's 20 yards away, and he's going to thump it down the left side of the pitch for somebody to see if they can collect. It's up against EOC and Lungu. Blah, blah, blah. My apologies to him. I butchered his name about 3-4 times. Not able to get there, but it gets knocked out.
They're butchering this game, so you can butcher their names.
Perfect. Thank you. Lindulu. Got it. Oh, quick chance in front of Matty James, kind of out of nowhere on a throw-in that just eked out edge of the area, 18-yard box, and it's a right footer, but it soars well over top of the net. $50 minutes, 5 minutes gone so far. Would like to see if Huddersfield's going to make it interesting. I'd like to see the Bristol Rovers come back and make that one interesting. But that midfield, you give up a goal or two, and it's hard to fight your way through that group. In Lindulu, over to Kachunga. Kachunga, he's... Am I seeing number 15? Anyway, Kachunga, they're now 25 yards out. And Rossi came in at the end of the half, and I missed that as a sub as well. He came in for... Who came out? Bennett. The short guy who's being abused with the crosses is out in favor of a center back who's filled into their sort of right side of their 4-3-3. I don't think it's a legit wing back position. So this is a left-footed outswinger this time from Cambridge United. Again, it's the corners at the start of the half that I'm just not okay with. Is this is going to go far post? It's chipped back in, dangerous, flipped up in the air and blocked, and whoo! Well, that was Rossi, the sub. They're going to have height now because they've gone big. They've got their backline center backs, and they've taken Bennett out and gone with Rossi as a substitute to make these corners even more threatening. Went to the back post, knocked back in to play by Morrison, and it's Rossi who ends up slamming it into two players laying on the ground for Wrexham, and it goes up harmlessly over top. So now the left-footed in-swinger from Brophy. Into the crowd, dangerous. It's down and still loose, and it goes out, and that's going to be a goal kick. No? Okay, it was James who ended up clearing that out of the back of the net, I thought. But this is 3 corners in a row, and they're all dangerous. They're all dangerous. Didn't get the punch. James collects that one, is put forward and dragged by Bennett. Barnett. Barnett's on the run now. He waits for support. And then he bags it off of the shin, but it's collected by Dobson. Dobson's got Rathbone, lays it off for him, and we're across the half with 4 people in front of Rathbone. Plays it up to McLean, and it bounces off of a body. Dobson able to run in and scramble 20 yards out, lays it up. Dobson misses, pulls it wide with the right footer over to the left. Merde. Brendan, is the guy dead? The machine going out until it's out.
He's pretending to work. He's hiding behind a tree just with the finger on the trigger, just sitting down having a beer or something.
Yeah, he's got to go to the wife and say, well, ran out of gas, and I was out there working the whole time. There was such a mess. I'm exhausted. Should have seen all the work I did. Mole's grinding his teeth on the bench, and we all wait. We all wait. And isn't that the storyline we're all hoping for? 54 minutes. We're not going to see him before 65, will we? Although I'd like it. Uh-oh. Put forward, 18-yard box, opportunity, and oof. It's clicked out for a corner as Matty James is able to come back in defense and kick it off of Lavery, who had it inside the 18-yard box about maybe 12 yards away from goal and was looking to take a right footer and just nicked in the 11th hour. Lavery gets it around Brunt. Brunt's turning there, and Matty James just comes and clears it out. So yeah.
Don was just trying to get me going with the miss by Dobson. Inconceivable.
Yeah, that was fortunately for us, that one was the worst entry that they've had on the corner, and EOC not able to clear, though. Dangerous. Trump has to come out and grab it. Holy jumping jeepers. had that cleared, and then it ended up giving up possession, and it just gets chipped over, and all of our defenders had moved forward. We're looking, thinking we were going to be breaking, and all of a sudden it ends up going backwards, and Chomp has to go and grab that in front of us. Lindulu is running in. Nice little switch out to McLean, left side, 20 feet out. This is back and forth, cross coming, and it's blocked. That's impressive by Okadina. The man who I thought was suspended, but I guess I cannot count to 3. And the pace is on, and Max.
How can you put that out? Just put it 5 feet left of that, and you don't have a corner. What are you doing?
Kicked it to clear it, in a panic with the pace of Lindulu coming at him, and he had the opportunity to kick it out for at least a throw, but instead he puts it straight back, and Brophy's going to get a corner out of it.
What the? I mean, just absolutely unnecessary. I've never seen anything like that. Uncharacteristic.
I've seen panic clears like that, but not from 18, 20 yards out when you had space over to the left-hand side. And I was going to say Jehoshaphat, but I went with Jeepers instead. I didn't want to upset anybody who is religious. There's the entry. It's headed in, and more dangerous than I thought. Not a lot of pace from Watts, one of the center backs, but Chomp has to go up and grab that. Stress. I have enough stress. Holy, why do we have to wait that long, Jen? Why do we have to wait that long? EOC up to Palmer. He's fighting off a body. It ends up coming down and is knocked down by Rathbone to McLean. 18 yards out. He's got Lee in front of him. He gives it to him. Lee turning back. Now he's got Rathbone. He's got McLean. He goes back to McLean, 18 yards out, and we're going to recycle. Rathbone over to McLean. 20 yards out, switches on, gives it over to Barney on the other side, 18-yard box, and he has Brophy that goes out to match him. 2 on him now.
Yeah, they
gets aid from Smith. They know that Barney's the weapon, so he goes to Max. He's got 2 out there. Brophy. There's the delivery. Goes up straight in the air, and it's chested down by Rathbone. Is he able to maintain possession? He is. Well done with a scrambly ball, and he's able to get to Cleworth, and now the switch is onto the left-hand side. Brunt holding, says, let's not go left. Let's go right. Gives it to Rathbone. He clears it to Cleworth. Cleworth now 35 yards out, moves it forward. Dobson spinning, moves forward, gets a push. Nothing? The stiff arm to the chest. Holy jumping jeepers. I laughed out at the pure Canadianness.
Yeah, jumping.
More pressure. Palmer.
You going?
Sorry?
Jumping Jehoshaphat.
Jumping Jehoshaphat, but I changed it to the jeepers. I didn't know that doing that was a Canadian thing. But maybe it is. Whoa. The flash by Dobson, who went for the tackle and then got danced and just ended up going on a flyby. The pass comes forward and it's easily intercepted there. Are we going to have enough space to try and break? Nice little pass by Barney. Gives it to Lee. Lee looking for Palmer. Too far. But Palmer's going to put the chase on. 60th minute coming. We're starting to look into the subs. That's what Giselle is intimating. The 65th minute. Do you see stirring behind Parkey? I just see Parkin moving down.
No, unfortunately.
Lee with it. The thing is we're still putting pressure on, and I'd say that we're carrying the balance of play. It's not just possession. We're getting touches in the box as Brunt just gets past Kachunga there on a nice little run, and he's going all the way forward. He lays it up, and he thought Palmer was going to advance, and Palmer slowed down, and so it's just going to roll over. And Rossi collects it for Cambridge and puts it back up the field. Knocked down by Rathbone. See, this is what I like, is even when we lose possession, we're setting up ourselves to be able to try and get an interception on the counter. And here comes Barney with Brophy on him, and he goes for the cross. It gets knocked out for a throw-in. 60th minute coming up. Peterborough, 4-3. What a goal fest there on Crawley. Ooh, I don't know, Don. You're really pushing the envelope on this one. Parkey looking to stir things up with a 64th minute sub. It's a bold, bold call. Brunt, still the pressure. Find a goal, lads. Do it early so we don't have to deal with heart palpitations and defibrillators and all that fun stuff. Need a priest and a rabbi and a bucket of KFC to remove the curse of moles, or the power of the plaid compels you. That's what we need. The jokes, another reason to enjoy the group. The annoying dad joke time was the preference before. The less dad jokes and real jokes this time. Headed forward. Cleworth able to maintain possession. Gets it to Lee, right-hand side. He's got Barney over on that side. Gives it to him. He's in space. There comes the flat entry into the box. But it's easily tripped up there. And here comes Cousins for Cambridge United. Gets it out. I think was that Brophy or Lavery on that side? Throw in given, and it's going to be Cambridge United with the throw in.
The hat talk is already happening. Northern Border, John, they're all looking for it.
This is a really want to win one, not a need to win one. I guess we'll have to have the vote. I didn't get that poll going either. I've been slacking. I hear screaming in the rest of the house. Is that one? Oh, somebody come forward for the ball as that got freed up, and Kachunga was the only one who ran onto the ball. Everybody else standing there as a spectator, and here's an opportunity because of it. Entered in and easily collected right into the breadbasket. A wasted opportunity from Okadina's entry into the box for Cambridge. Let's go, lads. Fire it up.
I'm taking one for the team, Sean.
Hats. Oh, Angry Birds. I hope everybody else can see that. I hope your mug's up on the screen. Well done. With possession. Right on cue, Elliott Lee up to McLean. He loses it on the first touch, and Rossi clears it to Okadina. Okadina gets spun by Palmer, but Rossi collects and goes back to Reyes for the long clear down the pitch. Brunt gets it up. McLean trying to collect, can't do it, and it's going to end up all the way back on the foot of Rossi, who seems to be everywhere on that right side. Dave's triggering it. 62nd minute. I see movement. Behind Parkey. Right on target. People are running, grabbing clothes. The tradition of everyone getting more dressed, I think, is far. Wow, a 62nd minute sub. Paul Mullen. Super Paul Mullen. Dobson coming off. So that's going to be Lee sliding back in. Mullen going up to work with Palmer. Let's get it going here, sir.
Fletch in too.
Thanks, Sarah. 62 and change for the sub. Giselle with the call. Or who called it? Was it Giselle who said 64th minute?
Did you see Fletcher come in for Palmer?
Oh, Fletcher came in for Palmer as well. I missed that one. Thank you. And so we'll take it. Let's go. Rossi. Cambridge United has possession. Down to Cleworth, who heads it away, and it's going to get flipped up in the air. Who's got control as it's just pounded back down the pitch by Cambridge, and EOC gets it and serves it back up to Fletcher, who battles, and the ball comes loose to Lee. Now in the midfield, Lee finds Mullen on the right-hand side. Barney looking up to join. No, right-footed or left-footed and headed away, but collected. Chipped up. Fletcher! Oh, no! Did the flag go up? Underneath the header, but the flag went up anyway. But that's the danger of Fletch. It was Don. Don predicted the early sub. Give that guy a cookie or a toque. And I didn't get to finish my thought. I said the thought of everybody sitting around their computers or their phones listening to this one and putting clothes on is far better than the other option of thinking of everybody sitting around their phones and the clothes coming off. And so I'll definitely take that as the option. Reyes. Taking his time, getting it down the pitch, but he thumps it all the way down and it's going to roll harmlessly for a throw-in. Then we'll take that. Oh. I still thought you were crazy when you made it, Don. Proved that you knew something. Something was up. Oh, a dangerous opportunity trying to find Mullen over the top. Couldn't get it to him. Lee tries to maintain possession. Uh-oh. Foul. Is he okay? Getting up. Grabbing an arm. What was this? Nicked. Two in the middle, draw it back. Here it is. Fletcher scores! Holy Ollie Rothbone, you glorious soul for stealing that one. And what is this dance? I don't even know what that is. Are you showing off your junk, sir? What was that? Ollie Rathbone with the nick, the steal, had lots of red jerseys forward. He had options, but when the defender started to run towards the goal, it eliminated the options and basically left Fletcher standing on the outside of the area. And Fletcher like tucks out his shirt or in his shirt, puts his hands in his pockets and shows off his bits. Well done, Rathbone. Stuck it off of Rossi into the area. Morrison closing in on him, and there's Fletcher, left side of the net. Thank you, Rathbone. You dangerous sod, you. Just picked the pocket. Woo! There's Chris. Hey, I said 2-1, but I'll allow that prediction to go right. Now Thomas is getting greedy, looking for 4-1. Back into the fight we go. Those early subs. Like, that's massive credit to Rathbone, isn't it? And you have to give it to Fletch, like that KG veteran, like just find open space. It sounds so easy, but it's an art to do it. And just knowing when Morrison turned that it's coming out to the front and he's got the leg to do it, just sat there, waited for it and thumped it in. What a manager we got. And we got Don. I give credit to Brendan for his rally toque. Best Fletch since Chevy Chase. There we go. Let's go. First goal witnessed by Wrexham's youngest fan. Proud dad moment happening over there. That'd go, RKO. I didn't know that you had the
pond would be good.
I knew you were in the hospital on the last one with the delivery. Is that what I remember? I'm super stoked. We'll have to get Kit. It's a good time. Hi, Julia. Thanks for joining this Cambridge opportunity, but EOC comes in and takes that one away and slides it into the air, and McLean just clears it. Well done. The counter attack, the pushback, the bite is there from Cambridge, so we're going to have to answer a bit of a storm that you normally expect after a goal here. And is it freed up? Oh, Mullen almost had an opportunity to nick that one away from Smith, but lost it. It's going to come down. Cambridge United pushes it forward. McLean knocks it down. Matty James settles it. He's going to go over to Barnett, right-hand side. Are we able to push forward? No, not quick. And so it's just going to be Bennett who's going to hold it up, and probably the right decision as they had 5 guys back and only 2 of us moving forward. And that's just it, Travis, all right? Exactly as, like I said, it's that KG veteran ability to kind of read where the open space is going to be, and he didn't go rushing into goal. He was held up, slowed up, and said, I'm going to let Rathbone find me right here, where there's nobody around and I can just nestle into doing what I want to do with the ball. It's a nice, lead to Fletcher. Fletcher back to Lee. We're on a full streak, 18-yard box. The defender comes and nicks it back, though. Cousins, well done. And there's Rathbone with the heavy tackle, and the official says, that's too much this time, Ollie. Slow that down, please.
Love to see that, by the way.
6'5", 6'8" with the man bunt. Is that what that was? Scottman full attention stance on the goal? I thought it was more full display on the display. I'm sure there are some measure of fans who appreciated that stance all over the world. That's what we'll call it. The package celebration. The humor has been alive today on this one. Subs.
He was delivering the Christmas package, just showing you he had another one in him.
Hubby was in the Fat Boar last night when Ryan was there, and was that also when Channing Tatum was there? And would you feel like you were missing out as well, or were you there?
That would mean if your husband had a beer bought for him by Ryan Reynolds. He can always say that.
Oh, Hubby was in the Fat Boar, but Julie was not, so he missed the free drinks though. A win will make up for it. He's on the fourth wall stand of the match. Whoa, Reyes blew a tire on that one. Slipped and fell and just tried to get it out. So it's going to be a turnover as McLean tries to serve it up. got to find a picture of that, turn it into a thing, and just call it Fletcher, the total package, the complete package. Love it. Clueworth going to take a throw in here. We're 40 yards out. He's going to throw it along the line, trying to find Fletcher, who heads it on, looking for Moles. Is it going to go out? Moles keep it in? No, it doesn't keep it in. I thought that touch might have been enough, but it's not. Inches ahead. See, Julie, I was just thinking about you. Your husband gets to go there when Channing and Ryan are there, and unfortunately for you, were you there? Did you at least get to soak that in? Super pummeling. Inches ahead. Oh, I didn't even get the wit on that one. Inches ahead of Birmingham on the table again. Is that what we're doing? We're making groin jokes again? Maybe he was just asking for a tap. Who knows? They're down by Reyes all the way to Lindulu. He's got Clueworth on him, and it's going to draw it back there to the captain, Morrison, who we still don't know why he was so angry at the start of this one. It's a soft second since Birmingham has 2 games in hand. Oh, my God. I wish I had the time to come up with this stuff. Yeah. Jesus Christ, Don, that's good.
It's not about the inches. It's the girth of his presence.
Can your sister make us Wrexham coins or medals? I can inquire. They make badges, so I assume that it's an option.
Don't you still have about 50?
I have the pins. Ones? I have the red horde ones. These ones.
Yeah, how much would it cost to send one of those through regular mail?
Well, we've got a Canada Post strike, so I have to courier everything for right now. But I could look into that as to what it's going to cost and do our thing. No need for me having them. As Morrison goes down, he's looking for a call. He's frustrated, and Fletcher's having a chat with the ref. Oh, he's really vocal there. Did you see how he's aggressive with the referee? More aggressive than I've seen most people with the armband on. There is spite.
Yeah, he must be head baby or something, right? He's boss baby.
Boss baby. We've got a free kick anyway out of the play. Morrison didn't like the shove that he got from Fletcher. Went down a little easy, and it's just going to be played softly to Brunt. He's going to move it over to McLean on the left-hand side. 20 yards out, McLean out on an island, so he draws it into Lee Brunt now with it, who's moved up to help out and support. No real options on that left side because Lee was trapped in the middle of the pitch and Brunt had to come forward. So we're going to go work the right. Clueworth. Rathbone swings it back. EOC looking. He's going to carry the ball as he does while he looks. Finds the pass through the middle of the pitch, but it's intercepted in front of Fletch. EOC grabs it again. Left footer. Looking for McLean, but nobody down there. So Reyes collects. No time wasting this time. Shrewsbury starting the comeback. Let's go for it. Why not? Stockport behind. Huddersfield still behind. Reading still behind. That's increases the divide between 3 and 4, which is getting to turn into a larger and larger gulf. Now sitting at 7 points at the moment. Clueworth went to go and try and swing that over top of his head and keep it in play, misplays it, and goes out into touch. My hobby's making jewelry and my hallmark is Wrexham. It's registered with the Birmingham Assay Office. I'm not 100% certain exactly what that means. What's the Assay Office?
Probably means she's allowed to make merch like that, right?
Okay.
Just a guess.
Where do we find it, Julia? Is it on a website? Is it an Instagram? Promote yourself. Let us know. Shrewsbury will start their comeback next year in League 2. Amen, Kim. Header up in the air from EOC. It's got to be rescued again. Still banging around in the 18-yard box, and there's Lee going for a dive with Morrison. Cambridge able to maintain control. Cousins pushes it out to the right-hand side. That's one of the subs who collects it. Oh, it's not one of the subs. I just haven't called out that name. That has to be a sub. My thing got uploaded. Josh Stokes.
Really like Brunt's defense there. That was good.
And I missed it because I was trying to figure out who this 22 character was as it comes out free. Okadina now. Entry into the box, knocked down by Brunt, but still dangerous. Matty James comes out and clears it partially, 20 yards out, and here comes Fletch to interfere. At the moment, we're just disrupting defensively. No control defensively, but just disrupting the attack.
Let's go get one more.
The 2-point goal difference, yes. We need to, so we're asking for more as we're going to get a throw in here, earned over by the hard work over on the right-hand side, and now it's going to be Barney with it. I keep kicking my camera. Note to self, push it further away. My word. Hey, that like button is down there. If you haven't bumped it, go ahead and do that, please. Headed down, and it's going to be a throw-in again for Cambridge United, this time 30 yards away from their goal line. Oh, 76 minutes. I would like one more. Greedy Guts, at least one more. Rub that angry bird. If that happens, watch this. This is going to end up on the foot. Oh, I thought that was going to split between Rossi and Morrison to Mullen, and it didn't. It hit their backside and ends up coming the other way. Cousins gets it over to the left-hand side to Brophy. Cousins dances it around Matty James, who's all the way forward to try and nick that one. Have we swapped and put Matty James forward for a run, and is Dobson now picking up that position in the back, or is this just a circumstance that... Oh, Lee came in, so that's moved. Okay, so that's Rathbone then, who's... Yeah. Interesting decision in a 2-1 game. But James, here comes Rathbone to challenge this. It's just really a center back kickabout as Rossi has it and looks to run it up and does up across the halfway line before he offloads it to Okadina, who lays it up. And this is the substitute here. Stokes. He loses it. McLean, can we break out? As my kids are fighting and the doors are slamming. Drama in the household. Hopefully no drama on the pitch, at least right now. Left-hand side dancing in the 18-yard box. Rathbone out with a tackle and just outworked him. Stole the ball off him.
He grabs him by the shoulder and arm. Pulls him down.
Throws him to the ground.
And hooks, look, has both legs.
Kai. Rathbone comes in, tackles, and that's actually a dangerous one. That's like a slew foot where he's got the leg trapped and you sweep the leg behind him. Mike saying the Solids can go all the way to non-league. No complaints. No complaints from me.
That shirt deserves to go to National League. It's in the front of sports shirts.
Are you talking Cambridge United or are you talking about the Solid?
Cambridge.
A Wrexham toque hat pin. It's a tricky one, that, because it can't have a badge, but it could just be Wrexham colors, I suppose. Hallmarks on jewelry are compulsory. You can't call it silver gold. I send my pieces to get authenticated and haven't got a website yet. Well, we're looking forward to that. By all means, when you have it, let me know. We'll throw it out there and make sure everybody knows. I haven't put it up. I have to update it, and it's one of the things on the list, but this damn trial I've got coming up is taking everything out of me. And the Christmas break, and the renovations, and blah. I'm hoping things settle down. And if that trial settles, I'm going to probably look to try and get my wife overseas. And I think the UK in January sounds glorious, as long as we go to the Mediterranean for a bit during the trip. Sweep the leg. There's been twice sweep the leg, Daniel-san. Will's calling for the website. Make sure you've got a lot of product, Julia. Cambridge United pushing forward 20 yards out as we've been sitting and chatting. It's moved over. Stokes entry into the box. Danger. Far post headed and up over top. Was that a defender who cleared that? Yes. Give a hug to Max Kluworth on that one as he gets in front of Lindulu on the entry from Okadina, who's moved up from his back. They put Rossi in the back and let Okadina come forward, filling the role that Bennett was in. And I missed that. And who was that
Thanks,
from?
Vince.
Vince, appreciate it. Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas to everybody. Left-footed in-swinger from Brophy over on that left side. Still don't like, they're on the I formation on this one. Headed down, dangerous far post, still loose, 3 yards out, and with confidence, Howard jumps on the ball. Thank you, sir, for saving the day. Blackpool thumping Reading. Took, if you're French or Canadian. Us being the country of 2 official languages. The difficulty of the Brets with Canada, they had to accommodate the French and they had to overcome the interests of those troublemakers south of the border.
I think it's nice that we offered to let you be the 50th state. I mean, that was fine.
Yeah, that's sweet of you. Thanks. We refuse politely. I'm happy to go across the border and take advantage of some cheap gas and sales if I need to, and that's the extent of it. Everything else is, I'm good. Lee, nice little turn there and runs towards the middle of the pitch before laying it off to Kluworth, who's come all the way forward to the magic man Bennett on the outside. Cross and dangerous. It's loose. Mullen. Oh, the post. The post. The post.
Yeah, no goalie in goal. Still can't do it. Come on.
He's on the schneid officially. That one bumped into him. I don't think that was an intentional, like, it kind of bounced around off some bodies, and I think it just hit Mullen. And, of course, it goes off the post. Bennett, serve him again. Mullen's due. Find him. Dancing around, still with it in the box, and too many defenders, and he loses it. And Mullen says, why can't you give it to me out here? Handball, nothing given. Cambridge United able to keep it as they move forward towards the halfway line. Is that Cousins with it? Looks like him anyway, and he gets it up to Lundulu. Back to Cousins, holding it up, searching. Gets it around Rathbone, knew that the tackle was coming, so it danced to the ball. And that's Kluworth who stabs it and gets it away. And there's Cousins who just runs over top of. Is that Barnett over there? I think that is. Just ran over top of him. In hockey, that's an interference call. He's not near the ball, and you just wipe the man out. Mass subs. Oh, they're bringing in this Callum Barton kid. That's the young striker that I said looked like he was 10 years old. So I'm curious. I was like, I can't criticize the kid during the who are you thing because he's obviously something special to be playing League One at 19. And here he comes. He's played December 10th. He had 13 minutes. He hasn't had a start for the team. Early in the season, early August, he was playing 88, 82 minutes. So I wouldn't say a regular fixture in the team, but he certainly had his time as they're bringing in strikers to load up with the subs and try and find something. And we're going to get the free kick as we get underway. 7 minutes to find out how much added time we have. Fletcher can't get to the air, but it rolls out to McLean over on the left-hand side. He draws it back to Lee. Lee, pressure on him from Okadina. He flips it into the middle of the pitch. Rathbone collects it, and he's just going to try to preserve it, but that's a little bit of a dangerous ball, and Brunt just has to thump it down the pitch and clear. Fletcher's there. Mullen's there. Mullen able to potentially get it. Fighting off Okadina, but he flops, rolls over top, and Lee collects it. Lee, 18-yard box, finds it over to McLean. He's moving towards the middle of the pitch, draws it back. Rathbone there, and he's just going to settle it down. When you're up 2-1, you don't have to push. I would love it if this was the goal to get his chance and draw back into the 11. Barnett mobbed 3-1, and his teammates were focused on why he didn't cross it. That's true. That's true. Break the curse. That's what we're asking from Super Paul Mullen as Rathbone has it and turns that Barton kid that I was talking about. And he's got him challenged over on the right-hand side, 18-yard box, draws it back. There's Matty James up to Kluworth, who's filled in. Barnett, service, bangs it off of the back of the defender. And that was Andrew, who's come in as one of the subs. The color guy saying exactly what I was saying. You don't need to force it right now. So take your time. A couple of bounces of the ball. Barney looks to find Mullen. tries to draw it in, can't do it, and he says, I get a corner, but the ref says, no, you don't. It's a goal kick. Did Moles whine? Ha, 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 ha. That's all I got. The Christmas jokes. Oh. Did that come off a Mullen or did that come off the defender on that attempt that hit the woodwork? Doesn't matter. McLean heads it down, 85th minute, still up in the air. But Fletcher, can he get it around Rossi? He's trying to reach around him. Rossi, well done. Fletcher, for a moment there, doing the couple attack, holding his hand so he can stay close to him and let him know he cares. Doesn't work. It frees up Cambridge United down the pitch. Brunt heads it towards McLean over on the left-hand side. McLean swipes it and advances it further down. Rossi, Okadina now. Back to Morrison. Their side of half as they're trying to settle the ball and open something up. They come all the way back to their 18-yard box before the sweep is on. And who is this? Andrew? Yes, the sub that came in. He tried to advance it up forward to Stokes and couldn't get it to him. And so it's going to be cleared the other way across the halfway line. And right now we're in straight dump and chase territory. The kids are playing with the stuff right outside the door. Okadina crosses the halfway line. Arms are up saying, give me someone to outlet to. Cousins has it. Okadina back. Now 40 yards away. And Okadina draws it back. Rossi. Morrison. Andrews, left-hand side as Cambridge United looks for something, puts it into the middle to Stokes, and he flips it back up and loses control. And Mullen settles it down, and he gets pocket picked.
It's
Stokes just kind of pulled a Rathbone there and just ripped that one off of Mullen. Well done by Stokes as that one's entered in. Oh, dangerous as he got around. That's a penalty. Yep, clear as hell. Clear as hell. Red card, yellow card. He's lucky. He had Brunt beat. Again, the slow-footedness of Brunt, and I don't know what happened there, but he got turned. He got on the other outside of him and was chasing the ball in a threatening position, and Brunt just put his hands on him and pulled him down. Yeah, I mean, that's fuck.
That was more dive than anything, but he shouldn't have been in that position.
No, he put his hands on him. That's a penalty. That's a penalty. He had the ball at his feet, running forward. Bugger. Well, Chomp, do a thing. Let's go. Yeah, I was over the right shoulder, Dave. Thanks, man. You want to be a good luck charm? This is where you can be a good luck charm. Can you say, stop it? Can you say, stop it?
Stop it.
Yeah, stop it. That's what we want. Stop it. Lindulu, 3 steps straight back, staring at Chomp, who's got his arms wide spread. The odds are not in our favor for a stop. Here comes the move forward, slows it down, right footer, plops it in. Howard went too soon, and then Lindulu just went the opposite way. It's 2-2. You didn't do the good luck thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't do it.
Yeah.
Maybe next time?
Maybe next time.
Maybe next time. That'd be nice. 2-2, 2 minutes left. Not a lot of added extra time. Too long with the goal celebration, sir. Let's get back into it.
No.
Gonna need the hat. He almost took so long slowing up there with Rathbone coming in. I think they would have had to redo that one with how early Rathbone entered into the box. But he almost caught him. That damn Ryan. Are you liking the game?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just a couple minutes left. Let's hope we can get something more out of it. Give us some last minute heroics here. Moved on forward. Lee knocks it down, middle of the pitch, swings it out to McLean, 35 yards out. Lee tries to fill the gap, can't. McLean sweeps it far side looking for Fletcher, but that's collected. And Reyes happy to take the draw, so he's going to grind into the ground a little bit. And everybody's looking.
Yeah, was that pornographic or was that me?
No, that looked pornographic. He was he grounded the ground.
He was enjoying that way too much.
Fletcher can't maintain control on that one. Cousins able to pick his pocket. It gets up to Barton on the left-hand side. Stokes not done. Gets it up to Barton. Dangerous 18-yard box. The young kid, 19. He's looking for options. Chips it off of Barney, and it goes rolls harmlessly. 4 minutes of added time. So let's go. We've got time to do something if we can get possession and put it on. Yikes. First penalty given this year, and we haven't had one in our favor. We jinxed it when we said no penalties at the start. O'Connell gives it away, but it comes loose to Mullen. Mullen has the opportunity to maintain possession and does. Gets it over to Rathbone on the right-hand side. He's up the pitch. Go, Rathbone, go. Surge, and then he gets dragged down. We're going to get a free kick here, 45 yards out. Is he reaching into his pocket for a card? Smith is giving to the lino and saying, hey, you've got to go and say something. And the referee saying, hey, you look at me. And he's going to take his yellow card as my feed pauses and now picks back up. Back into third in the table. Yikes. 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 We're going to get a goal, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to get a goal.
We got get in the goal. We get goal. We get in the goal.
Line is really, really high here. 30,
Wow.
25 yards out. Is pushed forward, headed up in the air, still available. Rathbone trying to get there. He's able to. Knocks it into the box. Mullen chips it clear back to Rathbone. Rathbone just right on the edge of the area. 18-yard box. He pulls it all the way over to the goal line before he tries to pull it in, and they say he went out of bounds and that's a throw in. I don't think that was, but I'm also way over here. Can't see it. Rawr. Allow 1 goal in 6 weeks, and then we conceded 2 to Cam U. I know. So Andrew taking his time, going in for the throw-in over. Got to clean his boots off. Have a chat with the lino. He's going to throw the ball in.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, there it is. See, he threw it far. All the way down the line. Rathbone not able to collect it. It's chipped up over top. EOC stepping forward, but he heads it out. The time is ticking as Andrew collects it. The ball boy doing his job and getting it to him fast, but let's see. Can't clear his boots. He just did it. So he waves everybody down. Long throw again. There it is, down the line. EOC heads it forward. Knocked down by Cluworth. Drilled, move forward, spun it. Well done. Rathbone steals the ball, but he's going to get hemmed out, and he gets pulled down again. Free kick the other way. Cousins is screaming, pick up the ball.
He's carrying the ball away, and he's going, what?
Lee comes out to go and collect it, and it gets thrown over, but Lee gave a shove, and out of that whole thing, Oldham chews out Lee. Come on, Oldham. 1 minute left. Let's do a thing right here. We want Mullen. It's up in the air. It's headed down. Blorand able to get a head on it, but it's cleared away from the line. McLean pumps it back in. Everybody's back on sign. Fletcher fighting forward, gets the head onto it, but it rolls off the man bun and into the arms of Reyes. Yeah. You want to go? You can get down. Close the door, please. Okay, keep open and then close it. Reyes gets us back underway, bangs it off of Mullen, and said we're going to get a throw in to Cambridge. That's you rarely see that. Mullen standing right on the edge of the 18-yard box, and Reyes drills it off of his backside. There's your new exclamation mark that you need. Nuts. Ugh. Going to have to nick the throw. Whistle's going to go here momentarily, I'm sure. Barton heads it forward. It's down to Brunt. He's going to thump it down, keep it in play. Somebody mass scramble this thing, but instead it comes back. Cambridge United heads it forward, and here's Barton dancing forward. Do not. Into the box, into the area, crosses it through, and a nice little stab away by Brunt, but it's still there and available, headed forward and up in the air as Cambridge looks to try and do something. And then the clearance is mishit, and the whistle blows. We get a point on the board. Brendan, was that a penalty? You say no? This is the match we'll regret at the end of the season. I hope not.
Well, if we lose like 2 points, yeah.
I hate to be that guy, but I did say Oldham, for whatever reason, can't win. I mean, neither can they. Our record now in 8 games with this man as the official is 1 win, 1 draw, 6 losses.
So let me correct on that penalty. If I was the ref looking at it, right, and you don't take into account that this team is ridiculous with flops, you just look at that play all by itself, it looks like he might have taken them down. Like that was a really good-looking dive, but he certainly did not get tripped up or pulled down. If you watch the replay, it was a dive. It was just a well-executed dive, and based on the angle of the referee, I can understand the call. So do I think it was a bad call? No. Do I think it was the wrong call? Yes.
Well, the poll is up there, and it's back and forth between the yeses and the nos. Pretty damn close, 50-50 as it's set on the initial stuff. So let your votes go in on that one. I'm curious to see the stats because I haven't really looked at it, but I thought we outperformed them. So I expect that the stats are going to be in our favor. They still, you look at the XG and it says that Cambridge should have won this one free and clear, 1.65 to 0.83. Total shots on target were 5-3. Corners were 9-6 in favor of Cambridge United. John Lane blames the jacket. All right, well, I'll put it back in the closet and won't bring it out until sometime next year again. Or maybe I have to get a different one. Give him the penalty for the style points on the well-executed dive. Yeah, I get it. Frustrating. Man of the match, we got to do that poll too, so I'll leave this one up there. I've got a little bit of time to 9 o'clock. It's been a long haul. 5 hours we've been at this, sitting in this chair doing my thing after a 3-hour nap after a Christmas party. Yeehaw. What else do we got for the stats that are worth doing as far as the passes go? I'm just kind of curious. 313 to 219. And overall on the possession side, where are we with the possession? Why can't I find possession? $56.44. So I don't know. Again, this is one of those ones where we had to create. We were dealing with the press, and we just didn't get that done. And to be fair, for moments, first 20 minutes of the game, Cambridge looked to actually be a different class, a class above. And by the second half, we looked at like the class above, and then you get the penalty call at the end. Do I think that a 2-2 outcome or a draw is probably, given the quality of the game, the right outcome? Yeah. Do I think that it sucks that this is now the second time where it's been a late-minute penalty that ruins the game and strips 2 points away? Yeah, it sucks. I mean, that's 4 points. You go back to the table, when you look at adding 4 points, we're on 45, and we're laughing all the way to the bank. Charlton and Cambridge U, the 2 games that we can look at when you're looking for 4 points at the end of the year and what could have been, or maybe it doesn't matter. We will see. Wheels are coming off because of no strikers. Hey, it's hard to win when you're relying on goals from everybody but the strike force. Although Fletcher did get one. Fletcher looked good, but again, he's not running out there for 90 minutes. Maybe you do put him in for 90. Kenya.
At least he went a little bit early today, right? He did it just after the 60-minute mark.
Yeah.
I'd love to see more of that, somewhere just before 60 minutes.
So we're a week away from the longest trip of the year, by distance, not by distance, not by travel time, to Bristol Rovers next week. Tomorrow, we're on. Deandra and Brendan will be here. I will try to join, but who knows what happens with my weekends. For the women's last match before the Christmas break, as they take on Barrytown again. This time, it was a 3-1 win in the Adran Trophy, right, Brendan? Yes, and so they'll be looking to try to draw back into the league competition against Barrytown, this time at the Rock. Look at the table and start asking what could have been. I mean, the good news is, the bad news is Huddersfield came back. I missed that 89th minute goal by Huddersfield to draw even with Lincoln City. So they're still in the hunt. That would have been an even bigger divide instead of being, it could have been, if we had 3 points there, that would have, and they dropped the point, they would have been a full 7 points behind. But as it is, they're 5 points behind us with a game in hand. So you can't exclude Huddersfield from the equation. Stockport loses to Stevenage. Thank you, Stevenage, for that one. And so they're sitting there at 20 games and 33 points. It really is 3 teams with maybe Huddersfield eking around as Stockport loses, Reading loses, Barnsley able to beat Exeter City, but that's a swap between 2 teams that are, I guess Exeter City's sort of fallen off. And Bolton lost earlier in a game that they looked absolutely pathetic in. That's the only way that you can describe it. And then Lincoln City, who was probably looking to draw up the table, they would have been at 30 points. Now sitting at 28, looking up with their 20 points. Summarize that game for me, Brendan.
Garbage.
And who do you say was garbage?
The ref. I think threw it off. All the flopping. I thought our effort was pretty good. They actually played decent. They pressed pretty well. I didn't think we were particularly poor in too many places other than the defense. There was more than one mistake by Brunt and more than one mistake by Cleworth.
Is it enough to demand changes?
I don't know. If he did, you could definitely see it. EOC had one bounce over his head. He misplayed. It just happened to be one that we didn't get, pay for. So every one of them made mistakes back there. The only one who didn't was Chomp. He stopped everything he reasonably could stop.
Yep.
I don't know. I thought Rathbone was awesome today. He was all over the place. Thought Matty James was good. Dobson was good. Palmer just wasn't his sparkly self. Wasn't really getting it done today. How many games in a row can you go? Is that enough of a reason to swap Fletcher?
Swap getting minutes to other people.
Energetic. I
don't know. In a away game, I don't have a problem with going more defensive minded and making mucky. And so if we're going to take the ability of EOC to advance the ball out of the lineup and put Scar in, I'm not going to object. Cleworth has to go on the right, even though he didn't have himself a stellar game. And it's hard. He's been near perfect all season long. And he has a couple of moments today. The goal where he was maybe let off a little bit and then got caught out with, and you think it was the hips that were turned the wrong way and that slowed his ability to recover and get going. Then he had the play coming back where he had the opportunity to clear over to the touchline. Instead, he pumps it straight forward past the goal line. And for everybody saying thanks, don't thank us. We thank you. It's the chat and the people that are here and the jokes and everything that's making this experience a fun one for everyone, including me involved. So much love and happiness to everybody there. I'm going to stop the poll so I can bring a man of the match one up. Do we have any idea as to James McLean has to be in the running for his goal? Barnett again, I think, for the service. But the final vote on that one, 82% on that one. 52% on that one. So start a poll. Man of the match, we're going to go with, who did we say?
Barnett, McLean,
McLean.
And Rathbone, I think, was pretty good.
Barnett, McLean, Rathbone. I don't think you can have another defender that's there. Can you put in Fletcher for his work? I don't think you can. I think that's the 3. Anybody else disagree? I'll put it out there. Those are the 3. Have your say on the man of the match from our perspective anyway for this one. Who am I picking out of that group? I'm going to give it to Rathbone for me. For whatever that's worth. So we're back in tomorrow. We're back in a week, and then things get hot and heavy after that because we're getting close to Christmas time. So we're gonna get running really, really quick, aren't we? As far as games go, because you've got that game against on the Saturday against Bristol, and then we're back on a Thursday for the Boxing Day match, 7:00 in the morning. And then we turn over 3 days later, and I think that's a Sunday game, isn't it? The 29th? Yes, it is. And then back 3 days later after that for the Wednesday, January New Year's game when the season turns over and we go to Barnsley and turn everything up. And then we've got games again that follow shortly thereafter. We'll be back on the Saturday for the 4th. They postponed the Reading match because we'll do the Port Vale trophy match away. That's who we drew earlier on today, Tuesday, the 14th of January. The poll going Rathbone slightly ahead to keep those coming in. Friendly reminder, if you haven't, and I'll talk to my sister about the badge or the coins or something along those lines. But Ultimate Promotions, making sure this is ad-free all the way through. It won't be once this is over. I will monetize after the game is over. So you get the ads to watch the highlights. But if you're looking for pins like that for sport trading, if you're looking for medals, my sister specifically saying that she's looking for somebody to do medals. She wants to make more medals. So if you're looking for, they've got details, go to ultipromo.com, ultimatepromotions.biz, have a look at those. They're basically the ones that you see for Spartan races or for running competitions, creative, unique, custom metals. And so have a look at that for if you've got a need for a tournament or a prize or something along those lines. Dave says, I'll need my support group for the next match. Enjoy the plans for the trip for the holiday. If everybody missed it, Dave won a list basket thing from, I think it was a work party, wasn't it, Dave? $2,000. And so now he's planning a trip to Wrexham with it. It's amazing news. And that's the good news that comes out of it. And you'll have to keep us posted with stuff. The Discord. If you've got pictures and you're going to the game and you're in Wrexham or you're there visiting, whatever you're doing, even if you're walking around town, you want to be like, hey, this is the Fat Boar as it is when I was in there having drinks. Take some pictures and send them over. I'm sure Brendan will find a way to sneak those on. Special thanks to Andy for putting together the graphics as to the summary of the games that are coming up and who we're playing. To W&G, as always, for the scores. To Brendan himself for that, and to you guys for taking part in this sort of thing. And yeah, it was a work party. That's a pretty decent prize. I think we gave out a toaster and a couple of headphones, but the $2,000 one. Trip can't happen until April. Well, you'll have to let us know when it goes there. And yeah, Dave Foster for man of the match. I would rub you for good luck, but that just doesn't sound right. That was a weird one. We've been here for a while. We watched Bolton play like crap. We watched Wrexham continue that for about 20 minutes until they found their legs. And then just, I thought they had enough to win it. But again, a second penalty in the 90th minute, stripping away points from Wrexham. Still sitting in third, but that's the chase that's on. It looks like it's going to be 3, maybe 4 teams on the hunt for those autos. Right now it's Wickham. Are they going to fall off? Birmingham, can they continue to power through? Huddersfield, will they catch up? And can we find some goals? Because if we're not going to make clean sheets, we've got to be able to fill the net. And it's nice to have multiple ways to win. We'll see what ends up happening going forward. Brendan, any final thoughts?
Just chaos outside my window right now. I can barely hear you.
2 cabbage football games today. That's exactly it. I'd like to say I'm also fading. I need either more coffee or something. I'm going to go and hang out with the kids. We've got Christmas activities for kids, so that'll be a lot of fun listening to the screaming and yelling, but we'll move on. It is a frustrating day. A frustrating day. 1-1 or 2-2 the outcome. 1 point goes on the board. Better than a loss, but you kind of hope for more. We will catch you. And yes, indeed, that's true, Dave. The transfer window can't come soon enough. Thanks for everybody for being here. Much appreciation, much love. We'll see you tomorrow for the women's match. And if not, Saturday for the Bristol Rovers game. Have a good one, everybody. Take care.
See you later.
Yeah.